Listen, listen, listen. This is Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where I will ramble on for 3+ hours, and you'll sit there and take it like you do every Monday night, because you guys are a glutton for punishment. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I hope everyone is off to a great Monday to start off. Not a lot of toy news, but there's always a lot to talk about. It feels like there's always some sort of drama in the toy community. Thing that I'm not really part of, but that maybe I am part of. I don't know anymore. Anyway, let's just get right into it. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, as I already mentioned. This weekend was very interesting. My oldest daughter is moving from Grand Rapids, Michigan to San Diego, California. Her and her boyfriend have no kids, so yeah, it's upsetting to my ex, which I understand. So we went out there. We spent Friday night, had dinner with them, say goodbye or whatever. But real interesting. But if things work out, then maybe I can head out to San Diego Comic-Con one year and have a place to stay and not have to endure some ridiculous hotel costs and just crash on a couch for a week. Because, that's what adult parents do, crash on their kids' couches. Anyway, but that was fun. Saturday, I put together a gridiron video, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Did not expect it to do as well as it did, man. People like the little gridiron stuff. That is for sure. So once again, a big shout out, a big thank you to Greg, my buddy who constantly drops off stuff for me to review, and I still have some more stuff that I need to get to. No more gridiron, except for the next part of the vamp, which I'll have to go over there and pick up real soon, so I can get that one done. And then I want to say thank you to Oz and Ed. Oz's Clubhouse, but Ed hosted it. No one threw up any wooden Star Wars pew-pews, so my channel did not go through any type of getting hit with any copyright strikes or anything like that. Man, speaking of copyright strikes, Crustacean Island is at it again. Man, that guy is something else. But we're going to get to him in a second and everything that's going on with that whole debacle. But let's say hi to everyone. So Desert Snake, guys, who may not be here right now, he became a channel member earlier this week. Thank you. Jay Astro became a new member. Thank you very much. I feel like I am just the scum of the world taking channel memberships from everyone, but I sleep well at night, so thank you. GI Bro is here. We have Stanley Everhard here. Largo's Lair. Graf is here. David R. Loki War 2. Damon Knight. My buddies Custom. The fake Lawrence. Don't listen to his crap. Allison Troy, one of the first one. Action Figs moderator. And let me say congratulations to Ed. He has accepted a position with it just completely slipped my mind. Hella Dope Toys. So he is their first official employee. Congratulations, Ed. I sent them a $5 super chat so they could cover his first hour of service, because they said it is the worst offer ever known to mankind. But congratulations, Ed. You deserve it. I mean, I don't know, anyone that would accept to move to Columbus. Still, you don't move. I mean, you don't choose to go to Ohio. You end up in Ohio. But congratulations. Real happy for you. Johnny Reno, who Tony popped his cherry. Yeah, that's what Tony says, that he popped his cherry. But he finally did a live on his little phone, and he said he couldn't see anything. So that just adds another person that I can eventually have on a Thursday with a friend, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Woody Triple Two is here. We have Derek Holloman. Grievance is here. We have Matthew Matson, the first moderator, getting banned from pages who, when he speaks out against Mike Zero. We have Capitan here. In Legend series, great to see you. I saw him over on Yojo Jerk live just a little while ago, and they said the same thing. This guy has one of the best voices. I'm not going to say the best voice because I don't want to upset B's Battleground, Bobby B, who I think has the best voice in toys. Not to mention that guy is huge. And he might crush me if I said he doesn't have the best voice. You Are a Clown 57 is here. Jay Astro, who I already said, who just became a channel member. Nolan is here. Payne's Toy Samples. Need a massive distraction today. Has been awful. Well, I'm going to give you a massive distraction. That sounds so awful. Machine Man is here. Crow. I see someone say hi to Crow. Oh, there he is. Crusty old Crow. Who, look, he's a channel member because he got gifted one. I only know that because he made mention to me a while back. Newfie 4024. Viper Scout is here. Let's see. Is there anyone else? Tony's Figs is here. We got some stuff to talk about. Tony, look what I got. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Roman came in today. That's right. Tony sent me a custom Roman, and I am so excited. 3-star draws here. We have Terrence St. John is in the house. After a while, you start to forget who you've already said, but you don't want to miss anyone, all right? Don't want to miss anyone. We have, look, one of the non-travesty travesties. Great to see you here. We have Skyfall, who is in the house. And is there anyone else? Plastic Skulls. Here he is. Gregory. Thank you so much. I say it all the time. You help with the channel so much with everything that you lend me to review. And I know there have been people that get mad and said you shouldn't review something that you don't own. What a crock of crap, because people review cars and they don't own every single car they review. So, again, thank you. He's been such a huge part of this channel that many of you don't even realize. So, just see if there's anyone else that is here, anyone else that has popped in. All right, so let's just get into this. So, we will start with Crustacean Island. Now, I talked last week about how the guy that came in started talking about everything that was going on, saying that that people that take channel memberships, take super chats, they're scum. And then 2 weeks later, he posted in a video, almost verbatim, what was said here. Again, Crustacean Island. It all makes sense, correct? So, it all makes sense. This guy's really been at it. But I think he might have some new merch going up soon. Crustacean Island here. Again, it's just a crab on an island with a Minnesota Twins hat that he's holding. So, just saying, it's there. It might be there eventually. But anyway, so Crustacean Island has gone on a warpath against the 3POA. Frankly, Laser Pants. Now, I have my differences with Laser Pants and that whole group of people. Whatever. You know what? You guys know my feelings on it. You know my feelings with everything. And we can have differences of opinion. But when you start going after copyright strikes on people of their own pictures, it says a lot about you as a person. All right? And now he's gone after actually copywriting strike YouTube. Now, I think that's going to be way different than Instagram, because Instagram is just a bunch of bots. Instagram is just a bunch of bots. YouTube is a little different. It starts off awful, but you can actually talk to a real live person. So he better hope he knows what he's doing, because you really do have a huge community of people, whether they are like-minded with how we feel about things. To me, this is all crap. All right. The video got taken down. The video went completely. It attacked Veebs from Robo Don't Know, formerly the Foosh, with Brian Flynn. They didn't say anything. And let's be honest, they had more to say about it, because they really weren't even addressing anyone. The other, this other guy, he went directly at them. And it's just, it's such bull crap that, you know what? You had a chance to be part of a really good community. And I really do think that. There are some parts of this community that it drives me nuts. But for the most part, it's a good community. We have fun together. But you just went so steadfast against not wanting to give anyone credit for anything. And again, you hit up, it started with travesty. And that guy, listen, he kind of butthurt over things, all right? And he just blasted you. And from that moment on, everyone found out who you were. So it's just, you know what? Get off your high horse, because you're going to eventually start losing your channel. All right? If that's what you want to do, you want to steal stuff, just go away. Like, move over, send things. Eventually, you'll be like Mike Zero. Anyone in the community actually knows who you are and the crap that you pull. So, Terrence says, I like Alaskan crap. And Wraith Mace with the gifted membership. Thank you very much. And that went to My Buddy's Customs. Oh, my God. You had to give it to the fake Lawrence. I don't know why you would do that. I guess you don't get to choose who gets your the channel membership. So, GI Bro says, I'm new to the community, and for the most part, everyone is awesome. I'm very vocal. If you can deal with my harshness, then you can deal with almost anyone. I'm just going to say that. I get very aggravated with a lot of things, because I think people need to just use Google sometimes, and I will call people out. Sometimes they got to settle back and be like, hey, you know what? I'm running a channel. I need to be a little bit more open to stuff. But yeah. But anyway, he went at it. He copyright strike stuff from Laser Pants. That was actually Laser Pants' own pictures. He copyrighted stuff from his Chad. I've seen it. God knows Chaz the Guru has seen this before. Jersey Maniac has seen it. I believe Elite Legends has seen it. There's so many people that have seen this stuff. And again, it's just going to show who you are. And a lot of people don't want to say his name. I don't care. I don't. When people don't say his name, you're going to send people there. I don't care. Because go check out Viper Island. And then you decide for yourself if you think he's worth wasting your money. It's my job to entertain everyone on Monday night and on my reviews and on Thursday night and everything like that. So I don't have a problem. I know a lot of people don't want to say his name. I don't really give a shit. All right. But yeah, more drama that I don't even know why we need. But the next thing we got to talk about quickly, and I'll add it here. Oh, look at this, Crustacean Island. Also, yeah. Let me pull this up really, really quick. I needed to do this, and I forgot. But if you go to YouTube here, and you go to my merchandise, which you guys know I have some merchandise. Everything is 15% off right now. It's store-wise, so anything that you do find, you can pick up something. And this is what I want. I want to see. This is me shilling right now. I want to see a Punk with Toys merchandise at Joe Fest. I am going to Joe Fest. I don't know if anyone else is going to Joe Fest, but I am going to Joe Fest. I would love to see people walking around with the merch, showing it off. And again, I'm talking. I should probably pull it up. I'm so bad with stuff. I am so bad when it comes to my rambling, but isn't that why you guys are here? And this chat is going crazy. We have Pop Blender. The kid is gonna age out eventually, and then it's a matter of time on his own without a shield. The About Me on their YouTube page is pretty narcissistic and actually very pathetic. Yeah, everything is pretty bad in there. Okay, let me see, where is this at? I got all these slides and everything down right now. Ooh, I just got rid of something. I wanted that one up there. Oh, that's right. I need two things. You guys are absolutely wonderful for listening to me and making me wait through this. So anyway, whole bunch of merchandise up here. Again, this is me shilling for myself, but if I don't shill for my own merchandise, who the hell is going to shill for it? I got the rubber band technology. Again, everything is 15% off. You can see it right here. There's 4 days left for 15% off. So if you're interested, I got sweatshirts. I even got a hat for the Damn It Larry. If you want a Damn It Larry shirt, hat. Hey, where's all my other stuff? Yeah, hold on. All products. That's what we wanted. So there you go. If you want a mug, I know everyone needs a mug. The Tony, this is the BBTS shirt that he wanted, but everything is 15% off right now. But again, I would love to see some merch, people walking around it. I love to see and hear that it was at DFW too. That would be even better. Matthew could take pictures with it because he won't be there with us. So anyway, there is that, and we're going to get rid of this now. Oops, didn't want that. All right. So what I was trying to get to, I got to keep changing the screens really quick here. This is driving me nuts. Come frolic in the Mythic Legion fan base where we aren't fighting. Really, are you not? He's got to be fighting someone. Yes, the BBTS is Tony's. That's exactly what he talked about. He liked that one. But yeah, so next thing I want to talk about here is I'm going to share my screen again. You only share one screen at a time. All right. Not Crustacean Island, but this here. Thank you so much to Tony's Figs. Tony's Figs. I put the S on it. Tony Romo. I asked him if he would be gracious enough to do a Roman for me. I had an extra mutton junkyard. I sent it out to him. Took him a little bit of time. And he just sent it back along with this custom Billy and a pound full of classified weapons. I'm not joking. A pound full of classified weapons because he only uses gridiron stuff. I didn't put the angry head because Tony agreed. My son agreed. Like, it's just not Roman. He's not really angry. But the Billy is awesome. I absolutely love this Billy. Thank you so much. And the Roman, we've been talking about it. And the picture's a little blurry, but Roman has so much black in him. He's got the tuxedo. But Tony really, he nailed this. I can't imagine trying to paint it myself. And I know Wraith Mace, I know he can't either, considering I heard him talk about how he can't paint on his video. So, and Gregory, the A team is here. It came in. Everything looks really good. So, Greg, I have your stuff. I'll try and get it to you when I pick up that other stuff to do the van. But anyway, this looks really good. I'm so happy to just have my own little Roman. I haven't put the harness on him yet. I actually do have a green harness for him that looks like the one that comes with with my Junkyard. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting that on him, but yeah, just super happy and thank you so much. Snow Wolf says it looks great. Billy has a long torso and short legs, just like me. He does have some little powerful legs. It's awesome. I'm so happy and thank you very much. So anyway, there is that. Remove this. Have to go through everything. Sorry guys, 21 minutes. It's so hard to read the chat and go over all this, so I do apologize. Hey Punk, can you use Dr. Minder? Hey Punk, can you use Dr. Minder? Words are hard. Where's Ed? Words are hard. Hey Punk, can you use Dr. Mindbender to do a custom? I don't do customs, and there ain't no way in hell that I'm gonna waste my one Dr. Mindbender on doing a custom. At one time, I did have some pretty little powerful legs. I don't know if I still do. Anyway, this week I didn't really get very much in. I did review the Scarlet Spider. This figure, I mean, if you're even on the fence, you kind of like Spider-Man, this figure is awesome. He poses so wonderfully. If anyone watched my Savage Crucibles video, you know I was very upset about the toe articulation. This guy stands on his toes. I got him upside down in shots. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Super happy with this figure. If you're able to pick him up and you kind of like Spider-Man, you like Bill Belichick and his cutoff hoodies right here. And want to say hi to, look at the unboxing art showing up. What up, brother? Hey, you're still on for next Thursday, right? Thursday with a friend, unboxing art. He does a show, I believe it's every Wednesday. I get notified. It's Tuesday or Wednesday. Everything is getting so muffled right now. Check out unboxing art. But he's going to be on the show Thursday with the friend. Hey, I'm getting through lots of people. I love getting to talk to people that I don't know that well. Although Matthew, thank you very much for filling in last week. Your reading still sucks. He's saying you could use Dr. Mindbender as a custom of you. You added a word that wasn't there. Reading is hard. Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. But yeah, looking forward to having Art on, because I've watched the show. We've communicated back and forth. But this week, this Thursday, I will be talking with Ed Schumacher, the owner, promoter, creator of Joe Fest. So if you're interested to get to know who Ed is, I'm sure we will talk at least a little bit about Joe Fest. Tune in this Thursday. And I'm going to say it right now, because I know there's been a lot of controversy. The moderators already know. If you come in throwing stupid comments, being an asshole, you're gone. I don't go into other people's shows and start acting like that, because I don't like someone. I don't expect anyone to do the same here. So if you have questions, you're more than welcome to, you're more than welcome to send some questions when we get to that. But it is one of those things where it's getting to know him, not just about Joe Fest. So we have Same Time Toys is here. All right. So I know I do this a lot, and I'm going to continue to do it to try and help bump people up. But Vine Jungle Figures, who just dropped his video of the Wampa for May the Power of the Force, he is sitting at 934 subscribers. He's close to that monetization number. So get over there, watch the May the Power of the Force, and subscribe to his channel. Let's get him to 1,000. We have, I think Art said like 62 people watching right now. I know not all of you are subscribed. Shoot on over there. Just hit subscribe. Getting to that mark of 1,000 it's so big for all of us when we're trying to get there. So, okay. So before we get to the May the Power of the Force, thank you, Terrence. Again, this is a community, and get on over there. Do your duty to help everyone. Daredevil Dave, sorry I'm late. Punk had stuff to go figure. Hey, listen. I know. Take a drink, everyone. I said listen. We all have stuff to do, and that's the reason why you can go watch the replay. I love the replay crew. I know KJ comes in a lot, says he's part of the replay crew. I have specifically made this channel. Chapstick, take a drink, guys. I've done my best to make this show, along with Thursday with the Friend, something that you can listen to again while you're working. You don't have to be paying attention to it. And I hope it just, I hope it helps everyone. People listen to it, go on there. I watch the numbers. I do see that people continue to watch it throughout that week leading into the next Monday. And Woody 222, member for 2 months, and didn't even get a fart noise. That's crazy. Look at all these guys that subscribed. I hope you're in right now. But yeah, look at this. Unboxing Art went over and subscribed. We got 3-star Draw over there. He has like 14 different channels. So, but go over there, watch the Wampa, subscribe, and tell him that you love him, and you give him a little kiss when you see him at Joe Fest. I don't know if he's going to Joe Fest. He's up to 943 subs right now. So thank you guys. You guys are the best. Again, we have to support each other, make our little community, the little YouTubers like myself. And hey, as I grow, you grow. As you guys grow, I grow. And that's how it should be. You should show Greg the A-Team Tiger. They're downstairs. I didn't bring them up because... And Woody 222 with the $20 scumbag me super chat. Just getting it out of the way. Fart noise. That was for you and all the super chats, all right? Who needs a soundboard when you can make fart noises with your mouth, right? All right. So before we get to May the Power of the Force, there's another thing I want to talk about, and that is this. It's some people know about it. I remember kind of hearing about it before, and it is this whole Mars Industry and this Airwolf debacle Kickstarter. And this is why you have to be very, very careful with Kickstarters or people that are taking money that you don't know anything about. All right. So closing the doors and saying goodbye. Mars Industries is insolvent as of today and is closing its doors forever. For my part in failure, I am deeply regretful and apologize to everyone involved. I'm closing it all down and will not answer nor respond to anything related to Airwolf any longer. Comment how you will, blast my inbox, throw me to the wolves on every social media platform. It's already all long been done before, and I care not. I sacrificed my family, health, and sanity over this project, and I'm done. Thank you and best wishes to all. I'm sorry. So if I remember last year, some guy, he got the prototype. He had some complaints. I totally forget what the video was. People started blasting him. He's like, I've been doing models for quite some time. And then Mikey Frenchy did something with the guy, if I remember correctly. Because he got a prototype, and I think he backed it, and he gave a thumbs up. I don't remember the whole thing. You can go back and watch those videos. A lot of people were worried that this guy was going to screw them, and he did. Now, whether or not this what his initial intention was, it's not. So what I want to say about this, all right, is it really does suck. People really wanted an Airwolf. It was for 3.75, I think, maybe 4-inch. This has been my biggest issue, all right, with Ramen Toys and other companies like that. I am not saying that you're not going to get your product. I'm saying that when it takes this long to come out, people tend to worry. When I backed something, Savage Crucibles, I backed one. I didn't know anything about the company. They could have completely screwed you, walked away, you never have your money. Skeletron, I went like $300 deep because I went deep. No lube or nothing. Because I looked at who they were connected to, and that gave me a little bit more insurance. I was a little bit more at ease when I said, all right, I'm going to back this. I'm going to back 1 6-inch figure. I'm going to back the Skeletron. I thought I backed something else. I don't remember. And even though I haven't gotten it yet, they've given product. We've seen the product, and I'm so excited with that product. The figures that I've got are awesome. They totally kicked ass. When it came to call sign longbow, I backed 4 figures. That's over $100. Again, I know the running joke, I have all this money because of YouTube. I really don't. But it makes me feel good to say that I do. This is the only world that I have a lot of money in. But I only backed so many, and also I looked at who they were connected with. Now, I am a little upset that we haven't seen any product from them, and I'll say that again. Same with when it came to Operation Recall. I looked at who they were connected with. Carson from 3D Joe's. He's put out Kickstarters before, but again, we still haven't received anything, and it's been a long time since that's been backed. So I feel better with the ones that I'm backing there, and the reason why I have been vocal about Ramen Toys, and I will be getting a Ramen Racer from you know who to review, and you'll see that I'm going to be 100% honest. If it's a great vehicle, I will let you guys know that I think that this is awesome. If it's a subpar, then I will let you know that it's subpar. You guys have seen my reviews. But that is the reason why I'm so vocal. And people said, what's the difference between Hasbro taking, pre-orders and we're not getting them for a year? Well, one thing is, unless if it's a Haslab, you're not giving them their money. 2, Mattel and Hasbro, they have a track record. We know we're going to get the product. And a third part is if you pre-order G.I. Joe stuff, you don't have to, if you go through Pulse, BBTS, Entertainment Earth, you're not putting any money down. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, so just, make sure when you are backing any type of Kickstarter, any type of new company, again, the ramen thing, this has been an issue because I know he's not happy with me because I took a shot saying if Ramen made it last night on Hella Dope Toys, it's going to take 5 years. And he came back and said, oh, that's funny. We're almost going on 4 years being a company. Okay, dude, fucking get over it. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm saying stuff that people want to say. But again, an issue is I don't care about getting people on the show. I'm going to say what I think. Rather than try and be buddy with people because I want to get them on my show. All right. And if I see something, hey, you don't have licensed IP, you take other IPs, you've been hit with copyright strikes, it would be easy for you to full chop and bolt. You've taken a lot of money. I'm not saying that's going to happen because Greg got hit with the Ramen Racer, extra charge for shipping. I don't understand how that works. So once the Ramen Racer, that's the big thing, starts hitting people's hands and I see it, then I'll say, hey, you know what? Awesome. This guy, he's starting to show that he can come through. Stuff's going to take some time, but he seems legit. We need proof. Same thing with Kickstarters. And the fact that this thing was all 3D printed was, this Airwolf thing is something completely crazy. Gray says, "Oh shit! I just realized Ramen sent me an invoice for $50. I don't understand this. Like, why are you guys getting invoiced for $50 in shipping? Didn't you pay that when you bought it? Am I missing something, or is there an extra charge for shipping? Because fuck." TK Storm, in my experience, it's pretty normal for crowdfunding to send a secondary invoice for shipping when it's close to time for shipping. Okay. And again, I did not know that because every Kickstarter that I've done, I paid for the shipping, I thought, right then. So, and is Ramen considered a Kickstarter? I'm not sure if they're considered a Kickstarter. And here comes Vine Jungle Figure Factory. I'm not a huge fan of Kickstarters yet. I hope you were here. I've been rambling on, so I'm not paying attention to the chat. I apologize. Right now, if you have not yet, shoot on over there. Check out his May the Power of the Force video. Subscribe to him. He is now sitting at, what are we at now? Everything is moving slow. He's now sitting at 944 subscribers. So, all right. Let me take a drink. So just be careful with your Kickstarters. Watch your money. It's going to take a long time. And again, just be careful with what you are supporting, because a lot of people have, they've taken a lot of stuff. All right. Let's get to the May the Power of the Force. I've discussed this. I am so happy with how this has gone. Although Aaron Payne set his to go live on the wrong date, which was yesterday. But that's okay. We missed one day. No big deal. We still can't get a hold of Speaking Moistly, so we don't even know if he's going to do one, which he's supposed to. But if you have not been paying attention, the Facebook group page, I've been posting every single one that is in there. And the stuff that you guys have been doing, the imagination of some of you guys. Yesterday, I thought Master Versal Toy Hunter did an absolute wonderful one. He is a character in himself. He did a great job with Admiral Akbar. But so many of these they've been so good. So much fun. And this was a way for people to break out, get to know the smaller, toy tuber channels. And just have fun with something. Do something different, not being serious. Because again, if you're taking it too serious, let's be honest, no one's looking for reviews for Power of the Force figures. You're either going to go spend $5, unless you're Aaron the Toy Enhancer or Wraith Mace, and then you go hog wild and buy, $500 worth, or you start buying Rancors with Rancor Keepers. But I appreciate it because it made it awesome. But yeah, but so much creativity in here. I don't have creativity like that at all, but I have fun, and I have enjoyed watching every single one of these videos. And again, it just gives people a chance to get eyes on their page, but the creativity has been awesome. It's making the stress so much better. There's so much more acceptable that I had to deal with while we were working up to this. So again, thank you to Allison and everyone else. I can see us doing this again next year, maybe doing a G.I. Joe one later on, not next month. I promise you that much. It's going to be a little bit. 3-star said, Toy Enhancer has so much Power of the Force stuff. So if you have not seen Aaron's video from yesterday, this guy here, Down South 77, he makes an appearance in his video showing up at the Toy Enhancer's house with what? A Punk with Toys Roman shirt. And yes, he is in his house. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little butthurt. I was assuming that I would be the first one to get there and get butthurt from him. But it was Darren who gets to be the first butthurt one. But I think that was awesome. I have a feeling Aaron has a whole day planned for us, and he'll probably have a huge vlog of everything that we do when I go there and for Joe Fest. All right, that's about it. I have rambled on for 41 minutes. I have kept you guys just in the moment. Before we get into the news, the topic, and I'm going to let you guys comment on it when we get to it. I asked, hey, give me one figure or something in a property, or one figure that you would like to see in a different property. And I did it. I told you guys at the end of last week, I did the thumbnail, and that night, 2 people sent me their ideas. And then Darren sent me a novel on what he wanted. And I was like, no, motherfucker. All I want was a fucking figure. And that was it. I tried to make it so you guys had time. I would have time to do this, and only 3 of you sent stuff in. So I had to do a whole bunch of my own. I was going to do that anyway. But anyway, just so you guys know, 3 of you guys, and 1 guy wrote a novel, and I'm like, dude, I can't keep up with what you're trying to tell me. All right? I ain't gonna lie. Rick Husky, yep, I'm in the right place. Nice to see you, man. This is the right place to be. I'm not gonna lie. Let's take a drink, guys. I'm gonna take a drink of pop right now. I love being here. And I'm glad that you guys are entertained for Monday. And because of that, let's take a look at some McFarlane toys. I know. If anyone is new here, they're like, dude, this guy has gone on for 43 minutes. And now he's finally getting to the news. And to those people, all I have to say is, stick around. All right. So this is for all of you superpower friends. It looks like we're getting Batman 89. If you're interested, it is a box set. So you get Batman, you get the Whirlybird, and then you get the Batwing. I do think the Batwing looks really cool. I love the fact that it is shaped like a bat. The Whirlybird, I think that's what it's called. What a weird. I mean, that thing may be less safe than what the hell's the name? See, these are things that you blank out on. Maybe less safe than what Cobra gave to their guys. Come on, someone tell me what's Cobra's name? The Fang. How the hell? How did Alexa just go off? Alexa downstairs is trying to. Alexa right now is trying to connect to a family TV. My son is in the shower. I am here. So maybe Roman is talking to it. Let's say hi really to FC Viper. Do not call him FC Viper. He's not a poop viper. We have James Lucas who is here. Except that's Tony. I hit the wrong thing. And we have Backwoods 78 here. I didn't say hi to 80s Toy Boy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is haunted. I came out of nowhere. If it was in my room, I would understand because I'm here. But I don't know where that one was coming from. And nor do I understand what they were. Yeah, I don't even connect to the front room TV. So anyway, here is our Batwing. It almost looks like it doesn't fit in there. Like his little ears would be poking through it, but I'm sure McFarlane found a way to cram that little guy in there. But this thing is cool. I mean, I really do hope the kids are getting this and they're playing with this because These figures are made so, I mean, they're made perfectly for kids. Articulation, but not too much. They're not going to break. Small little vehicles at a wonderful, wonderful scale, price point. So um, it's the Wish Batwing. Who's the giant crabs from Space Doom. So here's this little whirly bird. I guess this is probably more safe than the Fang. If you reach your hand up, you're not going to get it cut off. Like the Fang, like you're instantly dead. You're instantly dead. Clint Jorgensen says, Punk, on weeks you make Monday off. On weeks you take Monday off, Toy Ramblings, do you get paid PTO? Well, since I have only missed 2 days, right? I missed 2 days, right? When I went to Florida and then Christmas. No. I have really crappy health care and benefits, and my vacation time is awful. So I got to talk to my boss about that. Make sure I get some. The Batman, I believe, is just a repaint done in 89 colors, which is, black. But I think it looks good. Again, I don't think too many kids are like, that's not the Batman I want. Although maybe there are little kids that are a little bitchy like that. Yeah, exactly. I got a brutal, awful boss. I really feel bad for the moderators. Hey, look, Ted Darklog came in, and I was already telling everyone that Ed, my moderator, has taken a position with your company. You're the first employee, and that I've already paid his first hour salary, which is awesome because I don't pay him here. So good for him. And it's Jay Gonzo. What's up, ladies and gents? All right. But I do think this thing looks pretty cool, and how you can just hang this on your wall and have a little Batman symbol. Got a little jet in the back here. The one thing I really do like is the very classic design on the box and other figures. It really stands out, especially when you see them in a store. It's like, wow, look, there is the superpowers. It can take you back. And again, they're just such a good price point. And you can easily get 2 of these for your kids, or talk your kid into this rather than, I can only say it, a classified, because they're $20. And here's the back of our box. It's got the little, the little clampers like a crustacean would have, so they can grab onto someone. So a lot of fun here. This is what toys are supposed to be about. Roman's over there making all kinds of noise. If that's what you hear, what the hell he's doing. On to the second Batman. Here's another sketch of Batman, because everyone's like, hey, you know what I need? A cel-shaded Batman. Well, you got it. If you were like, hey, I don't have a cel-shaded Batman this week, here you go. Ellison, how many Batman have we gotten so far since the stream has started? He is back to creating Batman like crazy again. He is back to just pushing Batmans out. It's almost like they came down. He realized, wow, we're not making that many, so we need to start pumping it up. Terrence says, I just watched all of Jungle Vine's vids, and he's doing awesome custom work. They dropped a like in a comment on each, only punked Lawrence on half of my comments. I think I read that properly. Again, reading is hard, and I can admit that. So here's everything that he comes with. I will say it again, as much as I don't really care for a lot of the McFarlane stuff, I do like the little stand to put the card. I think it's really cool. Like I said, I like what Valaverse did with the stands. I know I'm going to say something nice about stands. If you need them in just a static pose and you're going to put their file cards behind them, I think it's a really nice touch. Same with this. I think this is a really nice idea. So that's a pretty wicked, nice Batman. Ooh, where'd it go? Clint says Allison loves it when a new Batman gets released. Oh, she's all over it. Oh, so here we are. We are up to 97 Batmans, 86 Jokers, 56 Robins, 17 have the wrong cape, 12 have no capes, 6 of them have your cape, also 17 Batwings, and 1 bag of used Q-tips that are Todd McFarlane's as Batman. Look at that, I could read that. I was able to read that. That's pretty shocking. And there's a Robin in here, too. Actually, there's a couple Robins. All right, so here we have a repaint of the Batmobile as the Joker Mobile. It was pointed out how it is a little bit small, but you kind of know what you're going to get with it. And there's a Joker that comes with it. I don't remember the key, but I'm sure there was a key somewhere in the episode that there was a Joker. But either way, if you're like, hey, I need a purple Batmobile, or maybe you missed out on the first Batmobile, and you're like, hey, I can paint it black. I can fix it. I can rebuild him like they rebuilt Steve Austin as the $6 million man, which I think is like the price of an operation nowadays. So good for him that they made bionics back then. Here you go. It's something that you can get and do what you need to do with. Ted says, what? He Jokerized a Batmobile. Teddy Todd will be willing. It's smaller than Todd McFarlane's customer base for NFT toys. What's wrong with an NFT toy? He doesn't even have sitting in it. He's standing in it. It looks like he's standing in a Hot Wheel. I ain't gonna lie, all right? It almost looks like when you tried putting your G.I. Joe O-rings with your Optimus Prime as a kid, and you're like, that doesn't fit. Does it have a soft, good cape? Again, here's another look at the Joker Mobile. All right, and then we have a new picture of Bookworm. I know we talked about this last week, but we didn't have the accessories that he came with, and believe it or not, I had to do 2 slides on this, or 2 slides on the stuff, just because the McFarlane took up so much space, which is kind of crazy. I wonder if superpowers would fit better in those vehicles. You know, you might be, because they're 5-inch figures. They're bigger than the regular, or they're bigger than the original ones. So I think you actually might be onto it. Like, they might fit a little bit better, especially when they're sitting down. But yeah, I think you actually that you might be right onto it. Does that skeleton key start it? It might. I'm trying to figure out what the key is for. But yeah. But Bookworm comes with a light. I actually think this figure looks pretty damn good, to be honest with you, for what he is, for McFarlane. And again, these are like a $20 price point, and they're 6-inch figures. They're not the standard giant 7-inch figures that McFarlane is doing.
Did you show them Doug?
Yes. Can you let him out when you go downstairs? Thank you. But I gotta say, like, if there was a McFarlane collection I would get, it'd probably be this. Here's another Nightwing. I think this Nightwing is awesome. He's got the bell bottoms. It is so Nightwing though. Like, there's no trying to figure out who it might be. This is Nightwing, and it is straight out of the 60s, 70s. But I think this is really good, to be honest. Ted says, y'all are going to feel really silly when I'm selling my vintage NFT toys in 20 years. I mean, I won't be selling them for very much, but y'all will feel silly nonetheless. Yes, that's how we all felt when we sold our Power of the Force. When we all backed the Power of the Force, we all got everything and then realized, man, this ain't worth nothing. Say hi to Joe. And once again, I forgot to ask how you pronounce your last name on the stream this weekend. Oh, man, Ed, you nailed it. A gold chain and roller skates. Dude, you are... Yeah, you nailed it, man. Like, that would be awesome. Do they make any type of, like, roller skates for 6-inch figures? And his accessories are Crunch and Vronk. I'm amazed that McFarlane gets away with this. I really am. Call me whatever you want to, Lawrence. Hey, don't worry. I'm sure whatever I call you, it would be much better than what a lot of people call me. So this is the the Jizz Don Robin. This is the Come On Me Robin. This is Robin as wax. But dude, even Robo made comments, but he's like, this is a family show, so we're not a family show. Oh my god, like, how did this one get, like, at what point did someone not go, we're not doing that one? I'm not going to read this, but I am going to highlight it. At what point did someone just not go, we're not doing that one? All right. I know it was in an episode. I remember the episode. The answer is no. It is not being done. But he has the bat brush, and then he has I believe it was a de-waxer spray of some sort. But what the hell, man? Like, someone in quality control, someone somewhere in that boardroom has to be going, no, that was not being done. It's a hi to Northern Nomad. Nice to see you here. But good Lord, man. Robin the Splooge Wonder. So, there you go. If you need, like the pictures aren't getting any better, all right? They're not getting any better. No means yes sometimes. Oh, and here is Baldilocks. Again, I'm not reading that, but you guys can read it to yourself. Someone else that I will be doing a panel with at Joe Fest. So I'm looking forward to actually meeting Baldy in person. And Cobra Commander shows up. Maybe he was punching a bag of flour. No, he's a wax. All right, we got to get off this. Here you go. Again, the pictures don't get any better. They get worse, actually. Did you ever need your Batman to go into space? If you're ever like, I need Space Batman, here you go. So he has, so we talked about this, his little globe to go over, I mean, he literally took this from Alfred's plate over the cookies, so bugs and stuff couldn't get into it. He said, I'm going to space with this Alfred, and he just took off. But if you need one that goes to space, I don't think that suit is that protective. But there you go. Space Batman. The 60s were wild. And here's Alfred. I know they were talking about it. Or not they were, but Robo was talking about it when I was watching. They had already done Commissioner Gordon. This looks like it's probably the same buck. They had already had a Alfred head when he was disguised as a Batman, and sure enough, here we get this. And again, I don't know how. No, you can't be mad that did an Alfred figure. He's pretty important, especially in the 66 line. So, Baldy says, like it or not, McFarlane is a maple syrup loving genius with how he handles the DC license. You know what? I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it numerous times. Someone is buying the stuff, and he is the one company that is constantly pushing out new adult collectibles. So I'm on board with you. I'm not buying them. I know that most of the people here are not big into them, although Tony is now a huge McFarlane guy. But someone's buying them, and someone is enjoying them, and that's all that matters. And I know this guy right here, John, I love McFarlane. He is the greatest ever. If you need to check out Sergeant Reds in Utica, Michigan, and he has a whole wall full of them. If my son ever gets to doing the video, you'll fucking see it. But he's graduating, so now everything's been kind of put on hold. So I apologize, John, for all the times we had to come and film and didn't get around, and now we got to wait on it. But we're going to get to it, I promise you. And we have the collector showed up. Is that popcorn or what is that? All right, anyway, Alfred here. But this is a bat phone. Now that is essential. I mean, is there anyone that's going to disagree? The bat phone is essential. You can't have a diorama without that. All right. So now we get to the new Robin, the Todd. No, it's not Jason Todd. What Robin is this? These are, again, brain farts that you completely have when you're live, all alone. The collectors seem to be way behind. It's going to drive me nuts. Because this is Tim Drake. Thank you, GI Bro and Viper Scout. No thanks to you, nor the Nomad. Tim Drake was my favorite Robin. That was one during the 90s. I loved that. He was so different. And yes, if you loved him so much, why couldn't you remember? Again, that's what happened. I forget you had Joe stuff on here. I do think this looks good. I love the smirk that he has. I don't remember the suit, so maybe it's from a newer suit, although he became Red Robin, I believe. But either way, I had no problem with him doing some new suits. I know a lot of people only want the classic stuff. We've discussed this with other properties, G.I. Joe, that people whine and cry if, God forbid, they do something different. But I think this figure looks good. The question is, how big is he? Like, is he going to be like standing as tall as Batman? Because then you're going to be like, that doesn't really work. So, but it was pointed out that he has grabbing hands for like a staff, but it looks like he has no staff. So 4 sets of hands, actually 5 sets of hands because he has punchy hands, but no weapon at all. Tim Drake equals Robin, Dick Grayson equals Nightwing, Jason Todd equals Red Hood. I would agree completely with all of that. Sergeant Bra, make your own with a stick. But I do like the smirk. I do like the pointy finger. It does look pretty cool. I don't know if he's known for pointing. He's like a pointy guy or what. But hey. And then we get to this big burly set, and this thing sold out really, really quick. But I do know that Sergeant Reds is getting some in because I actually asked. And if I have money when I get back from Joe Fest, this will probably be one of the few McFarlane things that I do decide to stop and pick up. I thought the first promo pictures actually looked a little bit better, but once you get them in the back breaking position, I don't really care because I probably won't be moving them after that. But we talked about this. Bane is not stupid. Bane was really smart. He figured out who Batman was. It shouldn't have taken that. It shouldn't have taken a detective to figure out who he was. And I don't remember the inside. The cover art, he didn't have any rips. But when we were talking about it on Saturday, they said on the inside panel, his suit is all ripped up. I don't really remember. I don't mind the rips in the suit because it does show that he's been getting his ass beat. And if you remember correctly, he got his ass beat pretty bad. Like, he didn't even stand a chance against Bane because he was so beat up. Here's what it comes with. Bane comes with 2 giant fists, the 2 grabby hands so you can pick him up. Batman looks like he comes with 3 sets of hands. And I like the fact that he gives a shot of how much bigger he actually is. I don't think that Marvel normally does a really good job. The Marvel Hasbro team, when they're showing the different sizes, like let's say between Wolverine and Sabretooth, that should be, hey, this is a little runt like myself looking up at a big giant guy. So that's just one of those things where, yeah, I like the fact that he's showing you exactly how much bigger. And yes, Bane, the Venom in the comic makes him just grow to a huge, huge thing. Blind Prime says, is that the Bane from the 90s comics, Batman 490 or something? Yeah, this is when Bane breaks Batman's back. You can, if you'll see the picture, but you can see back here the card. That is when he breaks the back. And Todd specifically showed how you can do that. And that's probably why he gave him a soft goods cape, which was smart. I like this here. I think he's touching his shoulder like, you can't hit me. You can't touch that scale is you next to a toddler. Thank you, Bear. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. So yeah, this is the picture that that you're seeing. There were other pictures of him actually showing. I don't think I got any. Actually, yeah, this is the end of it. So, but I really like this one. But again, it all depends on how much I have when I come back from Joe Fest, because I think it's supposed to come out in July. Oh, this is Dee, John's beautiful wife, who is much funnier than John. Although John thinks he's funny, he's not as funny as he thinks he is. My son will attribute to that too. John is awesome. Trying to do an interview with John. Talk about ADHD, man. All over the place. And she does her best to keep him in check. And she's got to be exhausted by the time she's done. By the end of the day, you have just got to be exhausted, D. I know I talk about Sergeant Rez, and I know I also will promote other online companies or whatever, but they are the best. They are seriously such good people. I tell you guys, man, come up here, take a trip up to Michigan, Utica. It's not just them. I'm not going to say the other stores. There are multitude of stores. We have good toy stores in the area. They are still the best. They're the biggest, and John can't stop buying stuff. I listen to Punk when I play video games. Life can't get much better. Your life sucks, sorry. Thank you, but goddamn, your life is awful. I'm going to say it again. The amount of the people that we have met through this community And yes, I've met some in person. Some are still just online. You guys are awesome. And I'm so happy to be part of this. And Wraith Maze with the 5 memberships. Thank you. So the collector got one. Soul Brother number 1, not 2, number 3. He got one. David R. Star Lord and Damon Knight. So, and hold on. And D said, did you see the YouTube video of the storage unit of toys he bought last week? No, it popped up and then I got busy. You know how life goes. I kept meaning to go back and watch it because I saw you post it. I don't know. I don't know where you put it. That sounded awful. I know where to put it. Your basement is crazy. I know we're talking about, like, man, and he wouldn't let us film in the basement. I don't think my son would. My son is scared. You don't hate me, D. You love it. All right, that sounded wrong. All right, we're going to move on to the next subject because nothing I'm saying is coming out properly. Allison says, Larry is so busy being a big-time YouTuber, he can't even watch videos. I got it. Dude, I ain't even joking, man. I ain't even joking how much time I don't have. James Lucas says, Punk, are you going to Motor City Comic Con? I asked him last night, and he refuses to come to Michigan. No, I actually posted that I won't be. Here's the problem with Motor City Comic Con, James, for me. And that is the price. And when you have 2 kids that you're going to take, and what's the use of spending that much money to get in the door if you're not going to buy anything? And then with Joe Fest coming up and all that other stuff, I would love to go again. My son actually asked, but it's just one of those things where it's like, feasibly, it's financially, it's so expensive for one day. For 3 of us, we're talking like $130. And I understand. I understand the price, and it's much easier if it was just me going. But you know, I look at the cost of like Joe Fest, which is a specific con that is built, and it's way cheaper than that. So, and again, Motor City Comic Con is huge, so I understand the price, but that's kind of where I have the issue of not going. So I would love to go. So I've never been. How much do they charge to get in? I believe it's like $40 for a day pass. Sunday is cheaper, but you get a lot of people that are packing up and stuff like that. You get to pack up. No, he is no longer going to that, from what I understand. He does not like Ed, from what I understand, and I think it's the exact same. I think it's back the same way. And Chris Bay, I don't believe I've seen you here before. What up, the heroes of action figure world? Hey, we're just normal people trying to be heroes in an action figure world. Listen, it is worth going, but if you're taking a family, you better look at those prices. And Sunday, if you have kids, Sunday kids go free. So it definitely makes it worth it, especially when you don't know how long they may want to stick around. So, you're probably right. I'm probably far from normal. But I'll let other people say it rather than me. All right. Marvel Legends. Not very much. But people went gaga over this thing, at least from what I could see. And it is a good looking Venom. Big giant tongue. Not going to say anything, but the girls would like it. Now this I think would go awesome with my Scarlet Spider that I got from Sergeant Rebs, which I just honestly that figure is awesome. I absolutely love that articulation. um, and now, okay, I do not watch The Amazing. Not because I don't like him. He doesn't pop up. And on Saturday night we were talking about it, and he's like, they're all like, dude, you will be so aggravated the way he just poses figures. And I watched him do the Scarlet Spider, and when I was doing this, putting these stills together, I'm like, this is how he was doing. Like, he's just throwing stuff in there. He's just posing everything absolutely perfect, and I'm like, God, that is awesome. Cobweb has been a member for 1 month. Thank you very much. Again, channel members, even though I am scum of the earth for having them, I appreciate every single one of you guys. So if you do need a Venom, look at this. Like, again, go watch The Amazing. And like, Matthew was so right. He's like, you'll just watch him like pose figures, and you're just like, wait a minute, dude. Like, you're just throwing that up there, like, and yeah, they were right. He poses the figures, and you're like, it's from the comic book. I saw that. So, again, I don't not watch The Amazing for any reason other than he just doesn't populate. But yeah. So here's what you get with them. You get the big tongue, and then you get a regular face, and you get 2 fists. This will probably be deluxe because he's larger, so you're probably going to pay $35 for this figure. That is how Hasbro has to do it with Marvel, unfortunately. I think it's overpriced, but we also understand exactly what the reasons why. Scum tends to collect in shallow areas. So do crustaceans. Hey, look, Cobb is here too. I didn't even think. Hey, Cobb is here. Hi, how are you doing, Cobb. And I think Lamont here was calling Sergeant Reds a dummy. Probably doesn't realize that he's calling D a dummy, not John. Always be careful who you're talking to. That Angel Deluxe figure sounded cool as hell. The Angel, now that I can understand as a deluxe because it had like 2 heads, hands. The wings were just big. That's a deluxe. Now, I don't know this is a deluxe, but I'm assuming that it probably will. Although it is on the regular size card art, so who knows. All right. So here comes some Neca stuff. And if you need a bloody version of Prey, they made one for you. I feel like this is what Valaverse is going to do with every single figure, is make a bloody version, throw it up there, and say, hey, this is another figure. It's not really another figure. It's just a paint. But here you go. This is a translucent, which does make sense because they're secret, or not secret. They have the camouflage. But here we go. He's got the, on one end, it's something else. And on the other end, it looks like a weapon. And we'll just leave it at that, all right? This may be the most sexual Monday Night Toy Ramblings that we've done yet. And let's say hi to Wade Howlettson, Bear Blood. Oh, yeah, that was after he kills the... Is that after? I only watched the movie once, I think, which I thought it was a really good movie. Really one of the best Predator movies that they've done, so... Neca, why do their Rocksteady figs have lazy eye? I don't know. Is this a joke? Wait, we're not doing dad jokes, are we? All right, we'll just yes. Well, and then he kind of comes with another thing, and then Venom comes with a tongue that most women would like. Robin mostly. But all right, we gotta get out. Dude, this is killing me. You guys, do something else. But here's the staff. I kind of remember this. All right, all women like, okay? That Venom has a tongue that all women would like. I just wanted to be nice about it. I don't want to just lump all women together, but you did it, D. You did it. The fact that D is sitting here, she says she likes to collect stories. All right? Now you'll find out when this episode finally comes out. You know, the first episode of our show. All right. So here you go. All bloody. I've been going for an hour and a half. I'm going to have to take a break in 1 second. So there you go. Fiscal year 2026. Possibly. K Broadcasting. I'm not reading it. I'm not gonna read it, but you guys can all read it. All right. But I do like this, and I understand why they have to do repaints. Most of their bucks can only be used for one figure, possibly two. But yeah. So here's everything that he comes with. But if you're interested, if you love Prey, if you love the Predators, there you go. I'm going to take a quick breather because I've been talking like crazy, I feel. But I'm going to leave you with my co-host.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble dust. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, "Oh, Moss Man, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio." So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HelloDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice. And like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click. And then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in one business day. So like I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, oh, dang, Mouse Man, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine. And I'm just like, well, I went to HelloDopeToys.com and I just pushed the buttons and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like, I opened up the box. I was like, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice. But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff. And I was just like, oh, dang, I just changed the trash. But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at HelloDopeToys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're gonna save 10%, and then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all saved. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to HelloDopeToys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then like at the end of the month, they're like, Hello Dope Toys is like, oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to HelloDopeToys.com and like and subscribe. And then in the comments, put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not hellodopetoys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, all right, guys, bye!
So, I saw this just because I went to a commercial. Don't think I didn't see that you said Mossman is much more entertaining than me. With that said, I agree. He probably is. Anyway, there is my commercial break. 2.5 minutes of taking a breather. Say hi to Shark Eyes here. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this type of packaging. Ted did a wonderful. And yes, I am asking for Mossman to do the Harlem Heat slogan next time they do a commercial for me. So the request has been put in. And if you don't know, I have exclusive rights to all Mossman commercials for Hella Dope Toys. Did I have a nice dookie? It takes me more than 2.5 minutes. I went to school with a guy named Mike Mossman. We fully gave him the nickname, and he hated it. Oh my gosh. Oh God. So anyway, quickly here, we got some other Neca stuff that I didn't have time to really put into it, but I believe that they are re-releasing this. I believe they said it's a So if you need some more background stuff, I think Neca puts out some really good-looking stuff. Last week we looked at the Camp Crystal Lake. So I like this. I can only imagine how much it's probably going to cost. But Neca needs to keep some of their stuff down. I almost forgot about this creepy little head. I don't need this. You could leave that at the store when you buy it. Give it to the next person. Freddy with antennas coming out of his head. Oh God. But you have the Elm Street, which I think is actually pretty cool. Again, if I had more room in my home, I could only imagine what I would do with the display. Here we have it all bent up. I vaguely remember, like, there's a lot that I have forgotten about these movies because I'm not a big horror guy. But yeah, these are little things that you can get. So now this thing here I think is actually really cool. I think you do a lot of different scenes with this, especially if you're using, I forget, what's the cardboard cutout, the cardboard sets that you get from BBTS. But yeah, using stuff like this in front of other, backdrops is really cool. So my fear is that it's going to cost about $70. I didn't look at the price or see if they even had the price on it. So Freddy's Furnace. So Freddy's Furnace is actually separate, which I guess that kind of sucks. All right. And there's something else here. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to show up, Your Clown says Furnace is cheaper than the Worm. Okay, that's cool. Probably a Neca exclusive as well. Stupid exclusives. Is this D or John again? Because I know John hates his exclusive. No, he hates the exclusives. I know this is D because John's never stuck around this long. All right. All right. So this popped up. And it is. Hold on. Let me. So this is the new Robotech Ryu Hibachi Ninja Gaiden. And it just looks awesome. I know a lot of people don't like the articulation points. Not so much the articulation, because this thing has, these things have awesome articulation from what most people can see. From what I can see, and most people showed off. But they don't like how the ball joints and everything, but to get the articulation that you get. But this thing looks so badass. And had I been thinking hard, I might have thought about, hey, I'd love to see Storm Shadow in with Ninja Gaiden, or maybe the other way around. But I didn't. So someone can throw that one at me. Legend Series says he's definitely getting this. Woody says well, I need this. Extreme sets, thank you very much. I have so many extreme sets, especially when my LCS had them on deep discount. Local comic shop. I learn something new every day, although I learned that a while ago. I've never seen Sergeant Reds. You guys never get the extreme sets. You guys should look into that. I don't know how many, I wonder how many of the actual collectors that do photography and a lot of stuff that we do, the displays, go to local comic shops, or they just shop online now. But anyway, this figure, this thing looks so badass. Awesome weapons, but this is something that I know they're expensive. Here's everything that he comes with. It's different hands, his boots, sword, different hands. But yeah, just really cool. I had seen that and I was like, you know what? I want to talk about that quickly. There was something else. Let's see here. Hold on. Oh yeah, there's the new Cyborg Superman. We'll probably talk about him next week because, hey, Superman needs to keep up with how many Batman. Thanks, McFarlane. Thanks a lot. I think that was it for. There's this too. I think this is what Dee was talking about. This Krampus. But there's so many Krampuses out there. I did not put this in for a reason. It is just creepy as shit. Nothing that I'm into. Although I do talk about some horror stuff, but this is creepy, and no way am I bringing this in my house. And that's even probably creepier than the ugly teeth there. So, but if you were looking for a NECA, this is Krampus, right? It's Krampus of some sort. Yeah. He says, what is this from then? What am I missing? Blind Pig says, I would own an extreme set if I could ever find one for $30. They're just not in my price range. So this is what I'll say about that. You will find some on sale on BBTS for sure. The one thing that's really nice about the extreme sets is I do have a couple of them. They do take up a lot of space, but you don't have to use them. Like I have the arcade sitting right here. If you look at my second channel, I just posted some pictures of the Savage Crucible fighting the Gargoyle. You can just take one side of them, or two sides even sometimes, and do photography. Other times you can, if you have more space, you're in your living room, whatever you're doing, like a whole scene, you can put the whole thing together. But it's nice because, yeah, they might be $55 at times or whatever. It was the new Krampus movie. All right. This thing is creepy. So that's what makes them really nice. But I do understand what you're saying. They are they're pricey. There's no doubt about it. But they are sturdy. They are not they're not like crappy cardboard. So that's something that you don't have to worry about. But again, price is price. I mean, I understand. if you say $55 is too, I think that's how much they run. $55 is too much. I'm definitely not going to say, well, you're in the, then you're doing something wrong. Like that's part of it. So you got to make we got to make choices, unless you're like me and you don't have have a significant other. But here you go. Here's everything that comes with this creepy thing. And then here's this. So this is the other Krampus. I don't know if do these go together? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So this is all Neca stuff. And that's just, I don't know. That is truly creepy, though. There's no doubt. That is a creepy ass. Yeah. DJ Mr. McFly, nice to see you here. All right, so D says that is the Krampus. And we're back to the tongue, but she says Venom wins. It'd almost be better if it was John saying that was the tongue and that tongue wins. I'm kind of with you. Like I guess I could see why you'd rather have the Venom tongue. All right, we're not going there anymore. All right. All right. So let's see if they show. So this is everything the guy comes with. Looks like he comes with multiple tongues, creepy hands, a snow globe, because who doesn't want a snow globe? Neca always has some of the best accessories that you can get. They're just so cool, and they can go with almost anything. So I don't think. All right, let's get off this. And that is me wasting an hour and 37 minutes of your Monday. All right. And back to Prey. This is what the cover looks like, the art. I thought it was the end. All right, so let's talk a little Star Wars Haslab. Give me 1 second here. All right. So, if you're on Instagram and you follow any toy channels, then you have learned what the next Haslab is. Now, we all knew it was Star Wars. We all knew it was going to be the TBC. Nobody knew what it was, and then it came out. Now, there was a lot of talk about it. That they did the May 3rd stream where they were supposed to show the Haslab, and they said, oh, well, we want it to be just perfect for everyone. I personally believe this was Lucasfilm coming in saying, no, we want this and we want that. So they had to scrap everything because they continued to say, well, we were planning on showing off more pre-orders, but we don't want to ruin the surprise of the Haslab. But we make fun of Valaverse anytime they do a new pre-order drop and their system goes wacky. Now, before anyone gets mad at me, it seems to happen almost every fucking time Valaverse does a new pre-order, their website crashes, right? There were times that it actually showed you how many units were sold and how many units they had, all right? It becomes a joke. Every time there's a Haslab anytime there seems to be a Haslab, it definitely seems like somebody accidentally leaks what's coming out. So after all this big hoopla, it gets leaked that this is the cantina. Now, I'm still trying to figure this out. And because there's talk that there's 2 different tiers. Some people have said there's not going to be a number. You're just going to be able to order it. But nobody really knows anything yet. Supposedly, there's supposed to be like a $475 and then a $400 one. It's supposed to have exclusive figures. It has lights in it. I didn't want to go too much into it. GDL took a poll last night, 71 pass. Are you saying 71 people are passing on it? Or 71% say pass and it's good. Can you clarify that for me? And it also depends on, remember, it also depends on the collector, the collectors. If I did a poll here on if this would fund, it would probably fail because the people here are not big Star Wars collectors, especially with TBC. Now, personally, I love this type of stuff. If it's 400 or more, I mean, it has lights. It's percent. Read damn it, Larry. 71%. Will it get it? Okay, see? Okay, so 71 said pass, 29% buy. Again, it also depends on, what you're doing. Geek Dead Life, let's be honest, they could put up, they could show a really, really, really shitty firehouse and ask their fans if they would fund it or pass on it, and they would fund it because it's a big Ghostbusters. And I'm not trying to insult them at all because I really enjoy Geek Dead Life. But again, I could put something really shitty here of G.I. Joe and it would pass because it's mostly G.I. Joe fans here. That's all that I'm saying. So it all depends on the right audience. And again, they have a huge, huge following. So, but yeah, I like this. I love the world building. I love the world building in classified scale too, although it's very large. This would be awesome for G.I. Joe figures if you collect, just the O-ring of the 4-inch figures, because it is just a bar. It's supposed to have lights. It's going to have exclusive figures that will only come with this. That is what I have heard. But I don't understand how they talked about having two different ones. Where would that go? Stanley says, "Wow, that's a crispy image." So I got this off of Usual Mike, who he got it from someone else. I had seen this one go up, and because I know the blurry one that you're talking about, which we'll see in a second. That's the reason why I use this. I don't know if they cleaned it up or who cleaned it up, but I got it from Usual Mike's Instagram. So this is the one that I grabbed. But anyway, I like this idea. One of my biggest issues is if it's $400, wasn't the Jabba throne room or the Boba Fett throne room like in the 200s or 175, something like that? And it was pretty large too. Again, lights and different things like that. And I guess maybe there's detail, but if I remember that Boba throne room / Jabba throne room was pretty detailed with a lot of different pieces. Allison says, my guess on the 2 tiers is one is what you see there, and the other comes with a second wall so you can close it up, basically 2 wall pieces. All right, well, I guess that would kind of work. Even if it's not, it is not. Yeah, well, okay, so it's actually showing up at like 400, and I'm not saying 400 is much better. I guess until we actually see it, see everything that it comes with, it's hard to say. But remember, it is for the 4-inch scale of figures. So you can get more but again, it's going to be smaller. But when stuff like this happens, unlike some, I will give this guy credit. Chaz the Guru, Star Wars team. Sorry, TBC fans. We're not quite ready to reveal the next Haslab project. Hasbro IT department released the Cantina. I have told Chaz, no one beats a dead horse like him, and he did not let us down. Once again, I will give this guy credit. Unlike Crustacean Island, Patrick at home seeing somebody else leak a Haslab. And the fact that he does, like, not as little as Random does, when it comes to doing his stuff. Again, if you're on Instagram and you are not following Chaz the Guru, that is on you. You guys are missing out because no one beats a dead horse like him, and he is hilarious. All right. Hasbro IT department, Hasbro Star Wars team perfecting the Haslab before review. Oh, man. And then you have the Hasbro IT department be like, I want you to look at something. Oh, my God. Hasbro probably wanted to show what they wanted to do. So when Lucasfilm approved Haslabs come, they can prove what. Hold on. Hasbro probably wanted to show what. I'm sorry. Maybe I have dyslexia. I don't fucking know. So when the Lucasfilm approved Haslab comes, they can prove that it was all Lucasfilm. Okay, I guess what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know. Well, again, remember, this is also for 4-inch figures, not for 6-inch figures. But again, I think that this is all being held back, and it makes me wonder what's going to happen with the Joe one. And I'm assuming it's just going to be pushed back, which is fine because I'll be coming out of Joe Fest in a little bit more time to recoup everything. But there it is. If you're not following Chaz the Guru on Instagram, that is on you. It was seriously one of the best pages you're going to get. And he has to watch what he does because he's got numerous copyright strikes against him too because of some Crustacean Island. We talked about Skeletron a little bit earlier. They are in China right now, taking a look at some of the stuff. So I took these off of Instagram. I will give them credit. This comes directly from Skeletron, as I left the Skeletron logo in there. I easily could have put a Punk with Toys over the Skeletron and said that these are from my insiders, the guys that work at Skeletron. But they're going through all the pieces, and again, I cannot speak for everyone. I can't speak for this. I know that everything that they have sent so far has been top notch. Those O-ring figures, those 4-inch figures, they have been absolutely great. So, so this is kind of, we're talking $400 for 4-inch scale. It also depends on how big it is. That's what she said. So Boba and Jabba's throne rooms combined is only $320, and that's okay. So that's what I was saying. Those are pretty large. They're pretty detailed, and they're a much lower price. But I guess if you're talking about adding lights into it and maybe in figures, maybe that's where you're going to get the justification of $400. Also, remember, $400 in this day and age when it comes to, adult collectibles is expensive, but it's not outrageous, especially for when they're doing stuff like that. So, okay, so Loki War 2 says those Skeletron at 6-inch would be awesome. Well, they're making them. I don't know if you don't realize that. They are making them at 6-inch scale. And Corey talked about when he went over there, and the owner of Skeletron, money sounds like it's not an option, or money is not an issue. If he thinks that you can do something better, if you can improve what they're doing, he says let them. So here we're starting to look at some of the Robo Skull. They're just showing off a little bit of the final deco on it. I cannot wait to get this. I am really, really excited. Again, it has been a long time coming. I believe I backed this around the same time as the Sky Striker. So, but yeah, I'm just, this has been a long time coming, but the fact that they are doing their due diligence, one of the best things about this, and the thing that sold me on getting this, was the classified Destro sitting in it. And if you don't know, no, Loki, they're not out yet. They are not out yet at all. They're coming out, I want to say, after the RoboSkull actually finally comes out. But if you go to, I think their Kickstarter, their website, I think they have what their planned timetable is. I think the RoboSkull is what's coming out next. Joe says, for context, I'd be thrilled with a $400 Mythic Legions pre-order. You Mythic Legions guys are nuts. All right. But hey, I've said it before. If G.I. Joe came out, if the Hasbro team came out and said, this is everything for the next 6 months, if you buy it, you're getting it at this cost right now, but you're going to have to wait, I would do it in a heartbeat, because I already know that I'm all in on, on the classified. So yeah, I would drop $500 in a heartbeat and then just wait for it to come in, So I fully get that. I'd say for G.I. Joe classified Haslab 6-inch, maybe, but too many of the good vehicles are going to be way too big to scale at 6-inch. Oh, no, you're absolutely correct. And that's why you're going to see something. That's why you saw like the Dragonfly and the Hiss tank. They're going to keep it to, that range. But yeah, that's where the collectibles that's where the collectibles are. And I've been the one, and I don't want to say I've been trying to get it because I'm buying them, that I've said that, hey, I think 6-inch vehicles are going to become a problem. And that once people start getting them in hand, they're not going to want them. But I'm seeing people buy 5 Vamps, and they have 5 Hiss tanks. And I think that it's absolutely crazy that people are buying that many Vamps, because it's like, you're getting the Vamp, you're going to get a Stinger, and you're going to get a Vamp Mark II. And there's other vehicles of that size coming next year. But if you have the room, if that's how you want to do photography, I thought more people would be like, you know what? Nope. We're just going to collect dust in the corner and take up space. I seem to be being proven wrong right now. And I'm fine with that. The crazy thing, sometimes you're going to admit when you're wrong. I don't think so. I have a hard time believing that the Rattler's the next Haslab. I think it's going to be so big. And if they make one, they better make it so there's a mount that you can mount it onto your wall. I mean, that sounds kind of stupid, but make a mount that it looks like it's flying up, or that you can angle it and bank it, different things like that. Especially where an A10 actually banks. But I don't know. God, it's so... And this thing is huge. Like, this RoboSkull is huge. I don't know where I'm going to put this thing. All right? I don't know where I'm going to put this thing. Woody buys 5 Vamps on his lunch break. You did buy like 5 vamps, didn't you? You know they're coming out with Stingers too, right? And they'll eventually come out with Vamp Mark II, and there's other things coming. It's like that time you said the Cat's Lair wouldn't fund, and then it did. I will say it again. They were not ever going to let that thing fail. That thing jumped, and I believe that they inflated the numbers to make sure it goes through. But that is one thing. A bunch of vehicles are way different than one big. I think if you did a Terradrome, completely different than vehicles, because yeah, you know it's going to take up space, but it's also your display piece. Hey, I said the battle platform would be awesome, with tiers of a Skyhawk and a Devilfish that can connect to it. You could do a battle platform and make the legs raise to a point that is the size of a small coffee table, and that's just your display. So, oh yes, Monster Force. Yeah, no news on that yet, but when that thing hits, that thing will hit. All right, a little bit of G.I. Joe, and I do mean a little bit of G.I. Joe. All right, so Hiya Toys has shown off their classified Crocmaster. Now, I know that I had talks with Lenny about this, and he said, yep, those are my designs. I'm not really sure how they get the approval to use them. These are officially licensed, so they're not taken by like another Chinese company does. That's why they're not sold in the U.S. I'm just blown away that they are just taking Lenny's designs and doing them with very little modification. Now, obviously, anything that Lenny or anyone designs at Hasbro, it's not their property. It's not their intellectual property. It's Hasbro's intellectual property. Again, I think it kind of sucks. I think this figure looks awesome. I think the majority of these Hiya figures have looked amazing, especially the ones that have masks. The facial, most of the ones with the face look pretty awful, to be 100% honest. But it does have the Fiona. He's got the whip. I mean, how the whip is almost designed the exact same. Although the chain looks like it's actually a real chain, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I think this looks awesome. It really looks like the... I have a 4-inch... I think Python Patrol one from the later runs that looks very close to this. I mean, this thing just has so much detail, but it just sucks that we can't get them here in the U.S. without jumping through hoops and stuff. So you got his big meat cleaver. I mean, everything is the exact same as the Haslab, other than he doesn't have the ab crunch. He has the belly dancer thing. Speaking of awful faces, my ex's sister just got accepted into tech school. Wow. Let's see here. True Baldy, they can make $175 Rattler and keep it POS exclusive. Let it sell out a few times to build up FOMO. Yeah. I think sometimes when you get into prices like that, you really start to we really don't know what everything is costing. You know, I know Valiverse, they put out a truck for $185, and I tend to believe that it's not doing as hot as he made it seem. I mean, you go and you get free shipping. You can tell me that you worked out an exclusive deal because you ship so much stuff. If you worked out an exclusive deal, why are you not figuring that out with your regular figures also? So I'm not sure if that's a feasible price, but I also don't work in the industry. I know everything has gone up. Everything has gone up in price. So. All right. But this figure looks good. If you need a good 4-inch Crocmaster with an awesome crocodile with articulating jaw that is just like the classified, here you go. Shark Guy says, it's been too damn quiet on the classified front lately. June better deliver the goods. Well, we're about to get hammered right at the end of the month. So they're about to dump a whole bunch of stuff. Also, Entertainment Earth has something up for June 4th. So they probably have stuff going, a live stream that day. So there's the figure. It's a nice looking figure. Again, if you like the classified one, you're into 4-inch figures. Here you go. You're just not going to get a couple little crocodiles. So. And that's it. That is everything that I have to get into the topic. With 1 hour to go with the topic, that is absolutely crazy. But now I actually need a break, not just a breather. So I'm going to leave you with not a commercial, but a little song from our friend, Krusty Old Crow.
Hashtag make it hard to close. The things you'll do for friends. All right, well, everybody in the COC, put those likes right there and you follow me. And everybody in that COC, put the likes right there. Subscribe to me. Hey, Punk, look. Now, while he stands here on stuff, you notice this man did not have his hands up. Power of the Force got them all ripped and cut. Now Hasbro's got to fix what Kenner fucked up. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4. Hope, the Menace, Awaken Rogue One. Hans the Man, Luke's got fang, but you don't even have a gun. Punk, this guy's just wired too easy. I know everything that he's gonna say about me, and I know that it's gonna hurt, so I'll try not to be rude. But why the fuck I paid $6 for this dude? So yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm old. Croak's just an alias, but I thought it was bold. C-3PO is the worst figure sold. Popped up in the chest, but not like you, Punk. So it's not a legit workout. He's just bigger junk. But he's getting my action. He got screwed by Kenner. And he's been torn apart and rebuilt like his last name was Jenner. It's hard to try and judge this dude, but I have no idea what he's been through. But I know something about R2. He did stuff with Luke alone, and that's didn't include you. What's the matter, dog? You feel rejected? Didn't you read your script? I don't know what the hell you expected. And Dagobah might as well have been Paris for R2 to find out what real adventure is. Without you, they met Yoda. Now take a look. Both of them are showing up on Grogu's Mandalorian hook. I wish this beat would end. I wanted to keep you as a friend, but Punk, there's just no way I'll do this again. Oh man, I can't believe I hit send. I wish I was going a cappella. This is getting pretty hard to do, fella. Gotta put it to an end right now. Oh shit, somehow. Alright. That's as far as we go, Punk. Never ask me to do that again.
For the record, I did not ask him to do that. Just know, if you send something in and you say I can use it, 3+ hours of a live stream alone is a lot of time. And sometimes you need breaks. And you give me stuff like that. You give me commercials. Like I'm still waiting for my commercial for my moderator show for tomorrow. It would be awesome, but I don't see no commercial yet. So I'd like to be able to play that at the end of the show, so I can send you guys all over there. Crow spitting that straight. Sebier and not the Mob Deep joint with this freestyling. Hey, again, you give me something, you tell me I can do it. I made a good shit filler. I'll take it. Hey, I appreciate it, and I did double check with you, and I asked, are you cool with me using this. I hope you don't get copyright strike by the record company for that. Is that the old Crow record label? Yeah. Okay. So let's discuss the topic before we get into it. Now, I mentioned earlier, I know not all of you were here. I wanted to give everyone a full week to send me ideas of taking one character from one character and putting it in a different property. I said, hey, I tell you at the end of the stream, I posted it numerous times. That night, I got 2 submissions from, well, I think about 2 people. One person sent 3 submissions. And then later on, I got a submission from Down South 77, who wrote a fucking novel. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. That's just too much. Those were the only 3 people. I thought I would be able to get more people involved. That's what I was looking for. But it's cool. I still think it's fun. You guys will still be able to give your ideas. Shark Guy says, I'm dead ass serious, Punk. I've had strikes against me on Twitter when I've posted videos with certain tracks. I don't know. Was that a real track? I mean, if it is, I don't know. I didn't get hit last week with it when I played it when I opened up. So let's hope not, because copyrights are stupid for certain things. All right. No, Fatrid, you didn't email me. All right. Now, I want to say first, Legend Series, thank you. You already had them put together for me from your Instagram. And let's be honest, so many people post stuff like this. So if you're not following Legend Series, there's his Instagram, Legend Series. His YouTube is also at Legend Series. So Legend_series. His YouTube is Legend Series. This was a no-brainer. Now, he just kind of put these 2 together. I think He-Man in Thundercats actually makes more sense than Lion-O in with Motu. Just my personal opinion. But this is a no-brainer. It's kind of been done before in the comics. But again, these 2 seem to be so tied together. But check him out on Instagram and on YouTube. As you can see here, these giant pins says, "This is Super 7." Sorry, guys. The pins are huge in these figures. Don't start throwing stuff in yet. Don't start throwing stuff in. Wait till we get through some of these and we can talk more, okay? So the next, I never even thought about this, but I really loved it. The TMNT versus the aliens. This is exactly it. Like the Turtles fighting an alien just fits awesome. But yeah, this is perfect. I mean, perfect here. So, something different. And again, he did the work for me, which really makes me happy. And then he put, I think he thought I hated Valaverse. I don't hate the Valaverse product at all. I think he actually makes a pretty good product. But Deadpool with Valaverse, really, I mean, you look at this. This is, someone tell me, so these Scarab figures are, what are they? Scarab and I forget what the other. It's actually a rip off of, is it Bumblebee from DC? I mean, identical. Like the symbol, it is identical to. I want to say it's Bumblebee. I'm sure someone in the chat knows exactly what. It was a figure that didn't really exist. So technically, I don't know if it's Valorverse or if it was the DC character that he copied this off of. But anyway, this is actually pretty cool. And again, he did all the work. So if you are not following Legend series, which is right here, go check him out. And this guy has, again, maybe the second best voice in all of toy tubing, right behind Bee's Battleground. Bee, please don't beat me up. You still have the best voice. I kind of agree, but who knows? I mean, Sigourney Weaver beat one, right? So you might think that 4 turtles with ninja skills along with Splinter, they might have a good chance. All right. Oh, and then this to me is a complete no-brainer also. And that is putting either Black Widow with G.I. Joe, but I think this is more putting Scarlet with the Black Widows. And I love this. Again, if you looked at Black Widow, you're really looking like that is who Scarlet would be part of. And again, good pictures here, putting stuff together for me. So, all right. Then we get to Down South 77. And he wanted the bad guy from RoboCop. He had a storyline. I couldn't follow his storyline. But I put him with Cobra Commander and Destro. So Down South 7 spelled and then 7 on YouTube and on Instagram. But there it is. I'm just kind of reading through some of these here. Savage versus Goon. Okay. So I threw him in here. I enjoy RoboCop. I can't say I've ever really gotten too deep into what the villains are in the whole story. It's pretty much they blow away Murphy, and then they create it. So, hold on. I can read his synopsis of it, I think. Let me pull this up really quick. Again, you know how bad my reading is. Although I did a good job with Star Wars. Okay. I'd like to see Cobra operative Clarence Boddicker dressed just like he is in the movie after RoboCop fucks him up and he walks into Dick Jones' office with band-aids and cuts on his face. Maybe his clothing has an embroidered Cobra sigil on the coat lapel or shoulder sleeves. Nothing flashy because he didn't care about showing the money he steals or makes. Freelance mercenary, Cobra Commander hires him and his crew for domestic jobs, domestic job that he wants Sloppy to send a message. Stuff he won't even send Dreadnoks to do. So, he had a whole story. I'm not going to use this picture because I like this picture better. So, Down South 77, Darren, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I love the fact that you that you have a story to go with it, because I think most of us that do this, that think of this stuff, we all have a story that we've thought somewhat in our head. So, I know I'm new here, but I think I know how these videos take 3 hours. Well, listen, there you go, take a drink. Yes, it is rambling. That is all that it is. Everyone seems to be entertained, and I hope you are entertained with it too. But that's what you get. All right, so Grievance 1975. This is his Instagram. I didn't put your YouTube channel because you didn't have anything up, so I wasn't sure if you were really going with YouTube because you didn't have your name or anything set up. And he pretty much sent over, he wants to see the Dreadnoks basically get fucked up by the Punisher. And I kind of thought it was stupid at first. No offense, Grievance, at all. And when I pulled the pictures up, I was like, oh, dude, it works so perfect. That this guy comes in and he just starts fucking up the Dreadnoks. So yeah, I love this. Again, I didn't see it in my head until I pulled up the pictures, and then okay, so I scrubbed my YouTube. It was off Fire Stick stuff. But like I said, I didn't see this until when I pulled the pictures up, I went, okay, I definitely see this now. And it works. And I could fully see this because you've really taken this out of, at least for me, when I was looking at it, I took this out of the G.I. Joe world. That it was the Dreadnoks basically entering the Punisher's world. And I thought that worked absolutely awesome. So I really like this. It was pretty good there. So go ahead, shoot over to his Instagram. Ed has posted a link for it. You can go check him out right there. Says I'd love to get the figure and shoot a scene with this idea. Great idea. Well, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get some more Dreadnoks, but they're all coming. They're all coming. I mean, all of them. All right. I talked about this one. I have always wanted to see the Enterprise take on a Star Destroyer or the Death Star. Now, we specifically discussed this on Saturday. And the truth is, the Enterprise and the Federation would absolutely obliterate the Empire. The weapon systems aren't even comparable. Phasers, photon torpedoes, they would completely decimate all the Star Destroyers, including Super Star Destroyer. Lasers probably wouldn't even break the shields of the Enterprise. What you would have really going for them would be TIE fighters and smaller vehicles that could actually attack them. But I don't care. I love this. And I did all these pictures for the most part. So I will post these pictures that I did up on my second Instagram, a punk with _toys, probably tomorrow. So if you are interested and you want to look at some of the ones that I did, you are more than welcome to. Legend series. Who is Tony? I'm sorry, we have too many Tonys. We need to separate you Tonys. All right. He says he's a patient man. And Sunny Sundry shows up. Good day. Damn, I remember that Punisher picture. Had some black and white comics in German. They included that as a poster. Knox stole Castle's bike. Now he's out for revenge. Yeah, there's so many stories that you could have here. Anyway, so I love this again. I think I think Sunny is talking about apples to oranges. Star Trek is sci-fi, Star Wars is fairy tale. Yeah, I know, but again, they're both in space, and I love Star Wars more than Star Trek, but there is something special about, especially the Enterprise D. But it's just something I always wanted to see and something I love seeing. But that was one of my crossovers. That was one of my take the Enterprise and put it in Star Wars, and you're going to use it and see what happens. I said this one was kind of too easy. I'd like that I can cut out pictures and drop them in using a cheap free program that I use. Leader 1 with the Autobots, and you can see I made sure Leader 1 was shorter than Optimus Prime, when in actuality, he would be way bigger than Optimus Prime because he was a fighter jet. The funny thing is, it actually looks like Jazz is talking to Leader 1, when in actuality, he was talking to Optimus Prime in the cartoon, if I remember correctly. But I love the fact that they really did bring Psykill, who Megatron pretty much wiped the floor with. He was in canon, but Leader 1 was not. Now, glasses are kind of corny, but in all honesty, 80s, it just seems to work. Sonny says, also, you can't fly light speed as you would turn into energy, and warp speed is much faster. I've watched your stuff. I love your stuff, Sonny. I need to talk to you about what you do because you break things down like crazy. Star Trek ships would destroy TIE fighters like they were flat. Well, yeah, there's just so many of them. I know that, but it is just fun. And you kind of have the board cube that you kind of get an idea, but Captain says, Punk, this is an abomination. I didn't say Leader 1 was in charge. I never said Leader 1 was the leader of the Autobots. That's specifically why I made sure that when I sized him, he was shorter than Optimus Prime. But I like the idea of... I love Leader 1. I always thought Leader 1 was really, really cool. Does Prime have a blue scrotum? Oh my god, I cannot see it now. I hate you people. I hate you all. I hate you all. You guys killed me. And the funny thing about Psykill is he was a motorcycle. Leader 1 was a jet. And I know we have the argument of Megatron turning into a tiny gun. But Leader 1 and Psykill really would not even be close to being in the same scale. Again, with that said, neither was Starscream and Optimus Prime. He'd be way bigger than Optimus Prime. Wow, man. This has been, yeah. But anyway, here's one of the ideas that I had. I think this is an obvious one. Super Friends with Captain America. I never felt like Batman would fit in with the Avengers or the X-Men, obviously. But Super Friends, Justice League, again, Captain America fits in perfect here. Wasn't as corny, although I think this picture actually fits pretty good with it, even though it's much newer than what the Super Friends were. But I think we've all wanted to take someone out of it. And Captain America, to me, is the perfect person to put in there. You know what? That's the Tick and Super Friends. Like that's another good one right there. To change that, so like take the Tick out of his property, put him with the Super Friends. You know, I hate putting Superman in like another property. It doesn't work for me. Because Superman's too powerful. And I always wanted to see Superman versus Thor. I think Thor would absolutely crush Superman because Superman he's not good against magic. In Thor, a lot of his powers are magic. Also, he is a real god. But they've overpowered Superman in so many ways, whether it be the comic, whether it be the cartoons that they do, and especially in the movies. I think Superman has always been overpowered. There's really no way that they could fight. Loki says Thor killed Superman. Yeah, I think in the end he would absolutely crush Superman. With that said, if you were looking at someone in the Justice League that could pick up Mjolnir, it would probably be Superman because Clark Kent is. I mean, he's a Boy Scout for the most part. Already happened in jail. Avengers, Superman 1. Yeah, well, again, my world, I think Thor would crush Superman. He is a god. He uses magic. Sometimes Superman has a hard time against a little kid named Billy Batson, right? Yes, Derek, you nailed it. Superman is way overpowered. You can't be brave when you're indestructible. That is very true. And we saw with Captain America, he was brave before then. So anyway, that was another one. Again, I think this is a real easy one to do. This one I didn't realize had been done before, but I had always wanted to see Wolverine going up against at least one Predator, if not more. This is a true battle because Wolverine is strong. He doesn't use, he has used guns, so that's not a problem, but he mostly just has the claws, but he can heal. So while the Predator is, firing blasts, he can heal from it. When he's in his camouflage, Wolverine can smell him and hear him. And to me, this is him fighting Sabretooth on steroids. I didn't realize it was comic, and I didn't have to read the comic to know that I'm pretty sure Wolverine probably won because Predators are a dime a dozen and not a real character. You know what? I didn't even think about putting anyone with the boys, and you are absolutely right. That is the perfect example of what people would love to see, because when you look at Superman, again, he doesn't go full force with his power, where Homelander is, and he would have to. And even though Homelander is a version of Superman, just if he uses powers for bad, yeah, I think you've nailed it right there. You guys got some really good ones. You know what would have really been cool? Had you emailed them, me fuckers. Anyway, had you emailed it to me? Rambo versus the Predator. Yeah, I think the Predator would wipe Rambo out. For me, I'm always going to take Arnold over Sly. Always. Okay, what does Josh email? Punisher versus... See, now kind of where that doesn't work. Punisher on V versus... But see, those two would be on the same side, wouldn't you think? Like, they would be on the same side trying to take down... So I think, like, the Punisher on V versus Homelander and all of them actually makes more sense. Because the Butcher, he's pretty much... he's basically the Punisher version, right? He wants to take them down. Okay, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers join Pacific Rim franchise to fight Rita Repulsa and the other dimensional kaiju. So I didn't put this, and I thought of this one because I'm not a Power Rangers fan, but my son was a huge fan of Pacific Rim, and I think it was the first one. The second one, I don't even think it exists as a movie. It was so bad. I really enjoyed that movie. I thought about something like that. I didn't do anything, but yeah. Power Rangers forming one, fighting the kaijus. I didn't think of Rita Repulsa because, like I said, I'm not. Okay, so brother, you make a really good point. Danny Glover beat a Predator. Rambo wouldn't have too much of a. All right, I stand corrected. You are absolutely right. Okay, so this here, we did both, right? We did Predator, we did Commando on Punk Sun Film. I think Matthew would agree. They're pretty much the exact same character, right? So I think we kind of already saw that. Although Matrix may have just thrown a tree at the Predator rather than have to make him come underneath and drop it on him. He could have just thrown it at him. All right. All right. So, but this was already done. So this was not a picture that I did. But this was one I always wanted to see. And I think that the Predator versus Boba Fett. And I'm talking about Boba Fett before they came out and did the Boba Fett movie and changed Boba Fett from not being the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy has ever seen, using anything that he, anything that he needs, disintegration. I think this would be awesome. There's a lot of tech that Boba Fett, I'm assuming, we never get to see, and watching him hunt down a Predator would be absolutely awesome. The fact that he can fly, he has a wonderful blaster, so right there, he can counter a lot of the stuff. He's got the flamethrower. The Predator has the netting that he can shoot, where Boba Fett has his grappling hook that he can. Again, there's so many different things, and they both have a cool ship that they can use. So Legendary says Lobo versus Boba Fett. Now, I don't know much about Lobo, but I know that he's like super, super powerful. So I don't know how well that would work. I will take your word on it. Again, this is all theoretical type of stuff, and I love the fact, and I know you've thought a lot of this, Tony. So I absolutely, damn it! Now I'm pissed that I didn't think of this one. I'm just, damn it! How did I not think of Care Bears versus Ewoks? Damn it! This one bothers me. Now I want to go do a picture of the Care Bears with the Ewoks. Cressio Crow says, I like to see a SHIELD team leader led by Clint Barton from Marvel do some time dimension jumping to fight against Cobra in the early years. Well, that's kind of what they were going for originally, wasn't it? Wasn't G.I. Joe originally supposed to be part of the Marvel or the Marvel universe? So, Clarence Boddicker versus Fred Foreman as Red putting his foot up everyone's ass. So yeah, I think that this is the perfect one. Again, and I'm going back to what Boba Fett was before they de-Boba Fetted him. I guess that's the best way to put it, right? They really de-Boba Fetted Boba Fett to being this great bounty hunter. Larry Hama took Fury Force designs and created G.I. Joe. So, Viper Scout says, John Wick versus Cobra after he finds out Cobra Commander kicks Tucks. Why don't you fuckers email me this shit? Because, I can only think of so much stuff, and I got so much stuff going on in my life. It's hard before that. I won't read this, but I will show it. All right, this isn't even a challenge, right? Arashikage versus the Foot Clan. They wiped the floor with them. Allison Troy says Boba Fett was never a good bounty hunter. He screamed and fell in a sand vag in Return of the Jedi. He was just too busy looking at Princess Leia, looking down at her, what she wasn't wearing, I guess. Chuck Norris versus everyone. Wait, how Cobra versus Stormtrooper shootout. Okay, so now I do not know enough about Marvel and the Hand, but this was one that didn't even dawn on me because I do have hand ninjas. But I think you might be onto something here because I think that this is exactly the type of stuff that I was looking for, something like this. So the Hand versus the Arashikage. Again, I think I don't know enough about the Hand other than what I've seen in the Daredevil movie or Daredevil shows and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's a really good one. This was so The Princess and the Frog was my daughter's first favorite princess movie. When we went to Disney World, it was the second time we went. The first time she went. If you've ever been to Disney, it is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars that you end up spending in your way there. Stuff you buy, especially if you have kids, right? The look on her face when she got to meet Tiana, and this girl that played Tiana, she looked like her. She sounded like her. She made my daughter's face just shine. I have a picture of it, and it was worth every cent that I spent. So I have a fondness for this movie. But her and Roadblock making a meal, I thought was just awesome. I knew I'd be able to find him as a chef from the G.I. Joe cartoon. Trying to find his whole body, that was a whole other story. That's kind of why he's a little bit lower with Tiana, but I couldn't go off serious. You had to have some fun. Viper Scout, I love this one. Dora the Explorer as Indiana Jones' sidekick. I have seen the Dora movie. I have not seen the Indiana Jones movies. Yes, that is a true statement. But I love having Dora and Diego, or Dora itself. Yeah, that would be something. This here, grievance. So I had a hard time trying to figure out where I'd want to put the A-Team. Because the A-Team's like, you want to be part of G.I. Joe, but how do they fit in with G.I. Joe? They're their own little team. I really didn't think about putting them in against like Cobra. That's why I really didn't do anything with the A-Team. Although I think we've all wanted to see the A-Team. Hell, they had the O-ring figures. So I think it'd be awesome. Harrison Ford saying, "Swipe or no swiping." I'm just trying to see here. Indiana Jones were dreams of Han Solo while frozen in carbonite. The Hand versus the Foot Clan. Now, so again, I don't know enough about the Hand, but I feel like the Foot Clan is just like. I really feel like they're just like lame bad guys. And maybe I'm completely wrong because I'm not a turtle guy. I don't want to get copyright strikes, so I can't put that one. Viper Island versus the toy community. Oh my gosh. Oh. Let's see here. The Dukes of Hazzard featured in a Death Race 2000 sequel, racing the Fall Guy and Starsky and Hutch. Now, you brought up the Dukes of Hazzard, and I'm actually upset with myself that I didn't even think about the Dukes of Hazzard and Ponch and John being dropped in there trying to chase them. That right there is a crossover that I would have been down for. Because I don't know if you knew this, but in Chips, they never pull their guns. They never pull their guns in Chips. In the movie Chips, like the final movie or one of the last movies, they actually finally drew their guns when arresting someone, but they never do it throughout the TV series, which seems kind of crazy. But he has 20,000 subs that he definitely didn't pay for. Exactly. Viper Island versus actual real life facts. So you're saying Viper Island on the facts of life. You just drop them in there with Blair and Joe and was it Tootie and Natalie? And Mrs. Garrett could scold. Oh, this is a good one. What if we mix all the properties all up in like a Cannonball Run style comedy? Dude, yeah, I could definitely. All right, so this here, Battlestar Galactica arrives at Earth just after the visitors. Oh my fucking God. That is genius. Dude, I love that. Dude, I love that. I can't even explain to you because oh my God. Like I'm mad. I didn't even think about that. I am so all right, so He-Man with Conan or Conan with He-Man. I think it works. Matter of fact, the picture works pretty damn good, to be honest. He has a little bit more detail. But I made him like the same size. But I think a lot of people have talked about this, considering He-Man is pretty much a rip off of Conan. That's pretty much what they were going for. Viper Scout, you have some awesome ideas. All right. Yet not one email from you, but Maverick and Robotech. That is just. I didn't put Robotech in here, and I'm kind of mad at that. But so here is Conan. That's what I'm trying to get filler. But you're going to see why in a second here. So this actually fit pretty well. But you've dropped the bats in with the Terminators. That they're a different version of the Terminator. It actually kind of looks like this bat's about to eliminate this Terminator. This is the best bat that I could get. So stuff like this is awesome. I mean, technically the bat is pretty much a Terminator, but we dropped them in there. I don't see dropping the Terminator against G.I. Joe, although that could be something else that could easily be done too. But yeah, I absolutely, this when I was trying to think of something against the Terminator, I mean, there's so many things you could drop in Luke Skywalker versus the Terminators, right? Like, it would kind of help even the odds. There's so many of them. We saw what he did to different. You want to say hi? Okay. Say hi. Come on. Say hi. Say hi. Here's your dog. Here you go. Look, here you are. Here's your dog. You don't like your doggy? Okay. I like your doggy. Do you want to go outside? Go tell Andrew you want to go outside. Yeah, so I like having the bat in here. Again, I think it just fits. I mean, it's the red one, the Crimson Bat just pops in there. It shows off, and he was the one that had the best picture. So I threw this in here, but I think there's so many that you could do against Terminator. Again, I think putting a Jedi against the Terminators, or you put the Jedi with, with John Connor, so you have someone to actually, help fight against them that can do some damage. Because the Terminator, again, there's so many different properties that he could be dropped into. And I didn't do like Terminator versus Aliens or the Predator or RoboCop. That's been done numerous times. Maybe RoboCop versus, an alien. Oh, I didn't think about Shazam versus Thor. I think Thor would just destroy Shazam, though. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, he is a child. I mean, he has power. I think Thor would just. I get the feeling like Thor is so powerful, and they don't really use him to his full power. That's kind of what I love about that. Yeah, so Bonnie Color Custom says one of the greatest crossovers was Terminator versus RoboCop. Okay, so see this here. I have never seen a Fast and the Furious movie, and I'm proud of that. I would not want to put masks with them because I don't care about family. I'm not that family. Okay, so Black Adam versus Thor would be better. I kind of like that idea as long as Black Adam isn't The Rock, and because The Rock refuses to ever lose the battle, which if it's true that they said they want him to be Apocalypse, well, that's not going to work because he won't lose. Max Rebo versus Elton John. All right, that's the type of stuff I could definitely get with that. Max Rebo and Elton John having a piano off or whatever they do. I love that idea. I ain't going to read it, but it's there. So Allison says, Superman can beat Thor. Shazam is almost as powerful as Superman, so Shazam could probably beat Thor. And again, I already said, I don't believe that Superman could beat Thor. I believe that Thor is way more powerful than Superman. And he's a real god. This one is very interesting, G.I. Bro. RoboCop versus Judge Dredd. Now, are you talking about RoboCop being part of Judge Dredd or actually going up against Judge Dredd? I think that this is very interesting to think about because I think it just kind of works. I really like that idea. You're a clown. You nailed that one. Superman and Shazam can't beat Thor at the box office. There is no doubt about that one. Even the bad Thor movie. Woody 20 Woody 222. See you people next time. I'm calling it. Thank you for the super chat. Check out Woody's YouTube channel. He has a lot of fun there. Woody's he's gonna grow a lot, and I love having Woody in this community. I'm so glad that he found this channel. I'm so glad so many of you have found this channel, but he's fun to go back and forth with, and very active in so many of the guys' channels. So glad to have you as part of our community, Woody, man. Seriously. All right. So I just want to see what it would be like if you had Ryan. Ryan is coming in out of nowhere, just dropping bombs here. Just gonna leave that there. It's not funny.
Roman, you want to go again?
I wish you would have sent me that one. I wish you would have sent me Michael Myers versus OJ. I'm sorry. This isn't even just about verses. It's about putting someone in a property. But I wish I could have done a picture of that. Anyway, I absolutely love Battlestar Galactica. I love the underdog of Battlestar Galactica. I love the fact that they didn't know where the hell they were going. That they were just searching for something. What some believe to be a myth. I'll be 100% honest. I'm not going to read that one, Wade. But the paper bag would win. And I always thought, what would happen if a Jedi with a starfighter had landed there, and he was able to help them out through just battling the Cylons. Again, the Jedis aren't supposed to be warriors; they're supposed to be, keepers of the peace, they're ambassadors, but they are warriors also. And one Jedi versus a whole army of Cylons. He's not going to be able to change everything, but with everything that Battlestar Galactica had, this version of Battlestar Galactica, along with the Jedi Starfighter, which is very, size-wise comparable to one of the starfighters from Battlestar Galactica, I thought that it would be absolutely awesome. So, I dropped, and I did not mean to drop. I didn't want to drop Obi-Wan over Amidala. Admiral Adala. Captain. Am I saying it right? Anyway. But they were both standing in the exact same pose, so it just worked. Captain Adama. That's it. Adama. So anyway, this is why when you brought up, and I loved V. Yes, Adama. Yeah, I got it right eventually. I was looking at, where Amidala came from. But when you brought up Battlestar Galactica, finding Earth, right as I would more or less say, as the visitors were declaring war and people were figuring it out, I thought that idea is awesome. That is a TV series that I could sit back and go, I'm shutting off everything and putting the phone down, and I'm going to check this out and see exactly what is going to happen here. Because I loved V. That was like, Dad, I need to be home to see V, because I don't know if that VCR is going to record it properly, and if it doesn't, I'm going to be mad. But yeah, I absolutely, yeah. So I love that idea. That's probably my favorite idea. Well, other than Michael Myers versus OJ. That one actually wins. But yeah, I think that's all that I have. Yep, that was the end of it. So, oops, don't want that. I'm just trying to remove stuff. So yeah, that was all that I had. And yeah, V, like, it was such a simple thing, but showing the visitors and what, we were. I was a kid at the time, and like the A team in V, like that's perfect right there. Those guys, finally let them kill some people. They're killing the aliens. They can show up. They can show what they're supposed to do. But yeah, they both get. Johnny Cochran says, "If the mask does not fit, you must acquit." they have Michael Myers trying to put on a Picard mask rather than the Captain Kirk mask, and they're like, "If the mask does not fit, you must quit." Kevin Cornell, Rock Me Madonna. I'm sorry. If I don't get things wrong from time to time or all show long, you guys still gonna come around? Yeah, well, I'm definitely thinking of V from the 80s. I did like the V remake. I did enjoy it, and not to mention the girl who also played Supergirl in Smallville, smoking hot. And then the alien who was in Deadpool, I can't say her name. She is smoking hot. So, and I thought that really had legs, but unfortunately, like so many things, we never get the end of something. OJ stealing Freddy's glove. Yes. No, there's no way. Is that? I'm not sure if that's her. There's the girl from that, and then there's the girl that was in Tears of the Sun. She's been in other things too. She was in, I think, the second and third Matrix movie. They have very similar weird names. Both dark-haired hotties. But if it's her, okay. Is that her name? Again, super hot. Like, you guys all don't know that. No, Ricky Bobby. This isn't. Ricky Bobby would kill Dominic, and I know nothing about Dominic other than he's stupid. I don't know the White Lotus, so I need more on that. Okay, so Marina. Okay, was in V the reboot as Anna and Diana's daughter. And yes, okay. All right. So some of these I don't know. The people that are still sending stuff in there. Necromongers versus Starship. I do not know Necromongers. So I can't say for sure. But I just love, I love this idea. it's something I think we've all thought about, especially as kids. It truly is. It truly is taking the pictures, the photography that so many of us see. I mean, even what I'm doing, where I have Broadway fighting one of the Savage Crucibles, or I had Spawn shooting the Savage Crucible. I was really mad at Savage Crucible for not standing. And Steve from Delta 17, when did they do the V reboot? How did I miss this? Was it on a streaming service? No, it was on ABC if I remember correctly, and I think it lasted either 1 or 2 seasons. And was it a reboot? It was a reboot, but they did bring back the original Diana as a different character right at the end. And I'm trying to think of how it. Yeah, so Sever says, "Oh, yeah, I can't. It's hard to believe that it's been 15 years. Isn't that crazy that it's been that long?" But I thought it was written really well. I thought it was. I mean, it was written way better than the original V series. For back in the 80s. They needed to go right into action and keep us entertained like that. I thought the reboot, it had a story and they were building up. Now, again, using hot girls sure doesn't hurt. But yeah, I just, there's something about V, there's something about the thing is, one of these exists and one doesn't. I'm sorry, Shart, but it doesn't exist. Okay, she was Anna's mother in the reboot, and Mark Singer, Mike Donovan, was in the second season finale. But were they the same character? If I remember correctly, I thought I don't remember Mark Singer being in it. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't remember him being in it. I remember Diana, but I didn't think Diana was Diana. I thought there was another person that played Diana. Then they brought Diana in from the original as a different character. I could be completely wrong. I only watched it one time. But I thought the new one, they really had to build on a storyline, which is not something. I mean, they did it in the originals, but it was a lot of action. Yes, Jane Bandler was still Diana, and Donovan came in for a cameo in the second season finale. Now, was he Mike Donovan? Because they left it pretty vague if it was a reboot or a continuation. But if it was a continuation, it never made a lot of sense because people would have known that they were not there for the good. I'd like to see Frank Drebin, John. I'm not pronouncing it. And Maxwell Smart. Okay, I know who Maxwell Smart. I don't know who the second one is. And someone's gonna tell me, I'm like, oh, I know who that is. Yeah, they did her character wrong in the reboot or reimagining series. Holy shit, you noticed that I moved out of the way. He noticed that I moved out of the way so everyone could watch him. You so know when you're on camera, buddy. Go lay down. Go lay down. The Pink Panther detective. Okay. I would not have known. I don't think I've ever watched the Pink Panther. I would not have known that. Okay, so I'm sorry again. Now I'm like so onto this V. Diana and Donovan, if it was a continuation, but I think they were both reprising their roles but they each had very small parts overall in the modern series. Yeah, and I know that if there was if there would have been another season, that Diana was going to play a more prominent role. That was one that I kept hoping, hopefully someone picks it up. Hopefully someone picks it up. Jacques Cousteau. Okay. Pee-wee Herman versus the Predator. That would have been something. So this actually makes more sense than what I think a lot of people could imagine. Like, this is something they would have done, and Pee-wee would have won, especially with his bike. I'm just gonna put this up there and leave it there. Inspector Gadget versus RoboCop. Remember, Inspector Gadget as RoboCop. Remember, it's not always a verse. Crusty Old Crow. Now this here. First off, this isn't even a challenge. This is just another day of Blade killing vampires. I don't think the Lost Boys movie is a half hour long if Blade is in it. But what about Blade versus the Predator? I mean, he has supernatural strength. He could definitely fight him. Now, okay, so this here. Now this, I remember, and I don't know if everyone had the same friends that talked about this, but I remember the arguments of MacGyver is better than the A-Team because he doesn't use guns and he builds stuff out of tape. And I would have the argument that MacGyver is stupid. I stand by that MacGyver was stupid. So although I understand the concept, I didn't like MacGyver. And I think because I saw it as people thought he was better than the A-Team, but it actually makes sense to have MacGyver join the A-Team. Like that is exactly it. You saw me putting Captain America with Justice League and stuff like that. This is exactly what I'm talking about. MacGyver, putting MacGyver in the A-Team. Bender first Robo. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I stand by the fact that the Twilight movies are not as bad as people think they are. And that's because I had to watch them with my ex. But Blade vs. Twilight would have been a bloodbath. Once again, it would not have been 7 movies. I think it was 7 movies. It would have been about 90 minutes and then done. Yeah. Going back to V, yeah, it was too small of an audience, but I love it, and I wish it would have ended up on a streaming service. But I mean, no, I just thought MacGyver was stupid. Okay, so I think you meant the Goonies. I'm pretty sure we all assumed, we all wanted to see Webster and Arnold together, just because they were short little black kids. It's the only reason we wanted to see them together, because they were short little black kids. And yes, I'm saying that they were black because technically we're black. But we all wanted to see them together because we associated that they should be together, living with their white parents. I'm going down a bad road. I should stop talking right now. I'm assuming this is about. I'm gonna assume this is about MacGyver. Somebody needs to carry the paperclip. Oh my gosh. This one actually kind of makes me laugh. What about Mass trying to protect Burt Reynolds and Don? I can't. I can't say his name. That's not in Cannonball Run. Like, kind of like that. Yeah, I remember the Batman vs. Predator. Awesome. Just like Batman vs. Spawn. Spawn is hard to put in against someone because he is so powerful. Spawn versus Thor. Something like that, maybe. I think Spawn versus Captain America would probably be more of a challenge than Spawn versus Batman. Batman has no superpowers. So I remember people kind of laughing like Batman would get completely slaughtered by Spawn. I was like, no way. I didn't really understand what Spawn was at the time. And then you're like, yeah. David Lee Roth versus Sammy Hagar. Oh my gosh. You know what? Jay Solo Arts, you're pretty much dead on. MacGyver was your grandma's A-team. You're right. Oh, look at him. He's so nice. He doesn't have to use guns. He's able to handle everything. Blade versus Selene from Underworld. I've seen Underworld. Is it Selena? Are you talking about Kate Beckinsale, right? Super, super, super hot. Or are you talking about the actual bad guys? What you talking about, Lawrence? I need to go to bed, damn it. Dracula versus the dentist. Dracula versus Dr. Yankum DDS from the World Wrestling Federation. Didn't Arnold die from falling over? I'm not even joking. Didn't he fall and die? Isn't that how he died? Street Fighter joins Bloodsport. Ooh, I kind of like that. You put Street Fighter in there, and he goes in. They go in there to fight in Bloodsport, the Kumite, right? I always get Kickboxer and Bloodsport mixed up, because they're the exact same movie with the exact same actor. They didn't even try and make it a different movie. They weren't even trying. Blade vs. Sesame Street. Are you talking about the Count? Now, I don't know enough about Constantine, but I do kind of know what he is. And that right there is a very interesting idea right there. That is a very interesting idea there. So, Dom DeLuise. See, I knew something didn't look right. Or maybe I just wasn't looking at it right. But I knew the name, Dom DeLuise. Just trying to read some of these here. There's a way more Cannonball runs than I would have ever thought somebody would have mentioned. Spawn versus Buddy Jesus. Ed, we are so going to hell first class. It is going to be fun because look at all these people that are going to be with us. See, here, Spawn teams up with Ghost Rider. Now, see, this is where I think you're coming in. This is where I think you're coming in absolutely just perfect. Whether he teams up or maybe he fights Ghost Rider. I have to say this. I'm not a huge fan of hero versus hero or villain versus villain, just so two properties can figure out who's better. But I think seeing Spawn versus Ghost Rider would be pretty awesome, just like Thor versus Superman. like this is the biggest one that I went to. But yeah. So are you talking about Lilo and Stitch? Is that what you're talking about? I actually have a bunch of Stitch stuff around me because my daughter's a huge Stitch fan. I can't believe I didn't think about putting Stitch in anywhere. Beetlejuice versus what? I thought somebody mentioned that. Did you mention that in the comments? I thought someone mentioned that. Yeah, Batman superpowers that he's rich. Is Bloodsport a nod to Street Fighter? Oh, Bloodsport was out well before Street Fighter, wasn't it? Bloodsport came out. I mean, I remember Super Street Fighter. That was the one that all my friends went and played. Super Street Fighter 2. Maybe Street Fighter, I don't know. But I don't think so. The Cosbys versus the Seavers. Maybe Bill Cosby versus Awake People. Yeah, I like the Underworld movies. I just don't remember them. You know what I mean? It's like I remember watching them, liking them. I thought it was a good idea, but I never really went back and watched them. They were much better than Waterworld movies. I can tell you that much. Well, the Waterworld movie. Tunnel Rat versus Tremors. Like putting Tunnel Rat in the Tremors. And then he teams up with Alex P. Keaton's dad. We were just talking. What was I on that we were just talking about that? I think was that Matthew? Were we talking about that? About when all of a sudden you see you see Alex P. Keaton's dad in Tremors, and he's like this totally different character that we've ever known him. Okay, so this I can get with because Knight Rider and Michael Knight would have just destroyed every single one of them. I don't know who Blake Carrington is, but I know who J.R. Ewing is. All right. Whew. My God. Desert Snake Eyes shows up. Little late. We'll have to join the replay crew. Well, that's good. I mean, hey, it always happens. Because I cannot say his name, I'm just going to leave it up here. Ryan, I'm not even going to highlight them. But they're there if anyone wants to. But the second one is so making me laugh. Hey, Legends, I gotta get going to. This is supposed to turn into a 3.5 hour show. Damn it! What the hell happened? I gotta hit the hey guys, take it easy, everyone. Thanks for the kind words, Punk. Much respect. No, dude. Honestly, if you're not following Legend series, please go over and do it. Sometimes you can just see someone and you know that they're going to do something special. They're going to grow. Sometimes guys like me just grow somehow, and I have no idea because, when that one guy says, now I see, I'm new here, but now I see why this takes 3 hours. I kind of wonder, like, why are people still watching this? But you guys are, and I definitely appreciate it. And, it does make me feel good. So, Team ups always start with a fight in every comic. Of course, they can't talk first. Very true, Steve. Like very true. Like why can't they just meet and talk it out? Why do you like? When was the last time you duked it out with someone and you're like, you duked it out and you're like, all right, now let's talk about this. Oh, dude, that's all. My daughter has. She has a whole entire room. I'm actually, well, she's not here, so I'm sitting here with 4 Stitch Funko Pops and 2 Stitch plushies sitting on my dresser with a couple things over it, but you can still see it. And I'm just waiting to see how long it takes her to notice that they've been sitting there. They've been sitting there for over a month. Where's the beef, lady versus round? Where's the beef? Damn, Airborne. You just jumping off the fucking Neca display. That's crazy. All right. Yeah, I love it. I love Stitch. Yeah, dude, I can sit there and I can watch the Stitch all the time. All right. You guys are something else. All right. I think I have to call it quits. We're going on almost 3.5 hours. I'm just looking through here. Thelma Harper joins the Golden Girls and they each get a Voltron line. As long as Sophia's the head and she does the talking. It's Jay Gonzo says, I did watch for 3 hours. Great show. Thank you. Again, it's not going to be for everyone. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. It can be hard watching one person for 3+ hours. Again, I'll say it, and I will say it to the last day that I do this show. Without everybody here in the chat, this show is nothing. Because I can't really do it on my own. You guys interact with each other. You bring the show to life. And that is why almost every single one of you, when you have a show live, I do try and join in as much as I can. Again, I know Allison will probably say, oh, you're big timing. I know but it is hard when you become friends with so many of these people that, you want to join everyone's chat, and you have to decompress from YouTube when you do as much stuff as I do on it. Also, Steve here. If you don't know, Steve is the owner of Delta 17. That's why I keep saying Steve rather than Delta 17. I talked to Ken. I do know his name. And he wants to do a stream sometime on a Saturday or Sunday during the day. I'm not sure what your time zone is, so make sure he reaches out to me, or you can reach out. I mean, you can get a hold of me so we can do something. I'd like to do something before Joe Fest. I know he said he'd like to do something before Joe Fest also. But yeah, I definitely want to do something because I know I have to do a recording with him anyway for Thursday with a friend that will air the day before Joe Fest. So since I have you here, I just kind of wanted to reach out and say that to you. You are a clown. He is heading out. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you very much. Jay Solar says, it's nice to have someone to hang with while you're at your own hobby desk to listen to and casually chat with. And again, I appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it. Roman joins Scooby-Doo. Well, Roman is not a pothead, but I also hung out with a lot of potheads, so I guess it could work. No one even brought up Roman. That's awesome. But yeah, thank you everyone. Again, everything, I can only say it so many times, and I feel like sometimes I overstate it. But again, I'm doing this alone, but it's with all of you guys, and it's impossible to do it without everyone. And I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. The fact that there's still 50 plus people here on YouTube watching. It's hard to maintain for this channel a really strong number into the 80s and 90s if I'm not talking Joe. So I know the people that are truly in here that just want to have a good time. I know there's a lot of people that come in, they just want to hear G.I. Joe, boom, and then they're out. But it's just a lot of fun. And yeah, Action Figs, hit that like if you haven't yet. Where was it? Capitan says, you killed it tonight. Thank you very much. But it was all of you guys. And again, even without even with the few emails that I got to put together into the slides, and I did my own, I knew that there would be a boatload of you guys in here throwing out some awesome ones. And again, I will. Michael Myers versus OJ was my favorite, but my real favorite was Battlestar Galactica showing up as V. Like, that to me was just, that is awesome. Like, that is exactly what. And again, I said like one character. Sometimes it's hard to mesh a franchise, but when you think about throwing in a character, a couple characters, or a vehicle, it really does work. Allison says, it's not just the friends, it's diaper islands we shit along the way. It is true. Allison behaved. But yeah, thank you guys all. Again, there's still 47 of you. Please hit that like button. And I'm going to do it again really quick here. For anyone who that I talked to before or was listening at the beginning of the stream here. Here we go. All the merchandise that I do have up here. Everything was done by myself and my daughter. We don't have a professional artist doing stuff, so we try and make things fun. Thank you to Down South 77, who showed up on Aaron the Toy Enhancer's video wearing this shirt. So you have a dog with toys, and there's also a Roman with toys, because that is what Tony's Figs wanted. But if you go back, this is where I started. This is something that my daughter and I had done together here. You see a couple of these. Images aren't that great on these, but how did I do originally? Oh, just more stuff. I can't imagine these look that good. Don't buy those ones. I need to remove those. But again, if you are interested, and I would love, honestly, if I walk up and I start seeing a few different Punk with Toy shirts, or how even stickers, anything like that, sitting over that when we're at Joe Fest, I'm going to be so excited. If someone comes up with a Damn It Larry shirt, I don't even know what I would do. I'd probably drop dead and just start fucking dying. But again, here it is. And it is 15% off right now. Is one thing you have to check, and it's across the board. So anything that you find on Spreadshirt, 15% off, all merchandise. Again, the shirts are competitive, especially when you look at what a lot of other people are charging. So anyway, if I don't show, who's going to show for my merchandise, right? And again, if you have merch, please I'm looking for it. This is our buddy Ryan Sweeney's. All right. It has nothing to do with an island. It kind of seems like it is, but it is the Island of Misfit Toys. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys all for joining. I had a blast, as always, or else I wouldn't be here every Monday night. This Thursday, Ed from Joe Fest is going to be joining me for Thursday with the friend. If you know about the show, it's not about toys. We definitely will touch on Joe Fest. There's no doubt about that. But for the most part, is getting to know him. We'll get into Joe Fest and all that type of stuff since I'm going down there. And if you have questions for him, feel free to shoot on in there. If you have an issue with him, if you don't like him for some reason, this is not the place to take it up. I do not go into other streams and attack people that they have on that I don't like. I think that it's bullshit. If I have an issue with someone, I will take it up on my channel, not on someone else's channel, because that brings everyone down. So my moderators will be on that. Please don't be that asshole, because I don't like losing anyone, but I don't have a problem with booting someone that just can't control themselves because they think they need to make it about themselves. All right. I am going to get out of here. Have a wonderful night, and I will leave you with this.